it's your boy Young I give him that thing. Punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi dual, ban punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi dual, ban walk on the lake, kankaro watana watching. Oga level like gear, pow, garay lake. Panda with ya, punch it America. Banyi dual vano, chingatongo pandon kujura by a cheka. Papu panda juru, what ya be. Panchir America, Banyi Dual, Banaban Panchal
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers, and good night, my brother Abraham Adit. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm doing well, my brother. How are you doing over there? Good evening.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and good night. Greeting you in the name of Lake Media. Welcome all. Please start sharing the video while we're waiting for our guests.
That is great. While we're waiting our guests to come in, Brigadier General, we will be playing some. Here is coming. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you? Good evening.
Okay.
How about that?
Good evening. Good night, Lenny.
Yeah. Good evening to you, Comrade Charles.
Can you hear me, Comrade Isaac?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, my brother. It's nice to see you again, and I thank God you are feeling better now.
Yeah, we. That's thank God.
And I know the best I zook.
You know how they love you. You know how they love you, Charles, because when you were sick, everybody was praying for you. Yeah, and that's how we won. If one of our brother,
thank you for your prayers.
If he's sick, we need to come together and pray for one another. That's a good. We thank God that it put his right hand in your body so that you can get well. So we thank that to the Lord. So while we're waiting for the people, Isaac, let's play the music while people are coming in before we start the show.
All right, then no worries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bisinu guardo di kalo babali winare dirandanga jawini Bisinu guardo di kalo babali winare dirandanga jawini Winare gajanaka winare dirandanga jawini Winare gajanaka winare dirandanga jawini Manine narar kadau, la manine nakakongo, karbi dunia dolgar berba. Manine narar kadau, la manine nakakongo, karbi dunia dolgar berba. Chukke chumale, Chechuke chumale. Yenmi azade ya melkin kawaini hawa bai mui degazu. Yenmi azade ya melkin kawaini hawa bai mui degazu. Monine narar kato, ya monine na kakongo, gawi dul duram durba. Monine narar kato, ya monine na kakongo, gawi dul duram durba. Chukku chumale, chukku chumale. Wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba kamonine narar kato jamonine nakakongo kami dolle bolgoram durpa kamonine narar kato jamonine nakakongo kami dolle bolgoram durpa. Chuka chumale, chuka chumalo. Seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba seriya wale sabkai karinya gojo mlarika chawra dite sabba.
Solomon Cadet, thank you so much. Wonderful song with very good rhythm, Ethiopian rhythm. Welcome back again to all our viewers and our brother, Brigadier General, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
to begin with, Charles, we had an interview some hours ago. We are wondering what is going on in the SPLM-IO currently. They split into two. We don't know which part, who are the legitimates, SPLM-IO, Simon Gatwech, and Dr. Yak Machar. Basing to the interview done by my brother Abraham, I did this few hours ago. Though the network was not allowing us, you pop in that you need to respond to the camp of Dr. Yak Machar. What is your intake and what is going on? Are you a member? Are you a part of the leadership of the Comrade Yak Machar thing or Simon Gatwech? You said that you are supporting the Kit-Gwang Declaration. And what is Kit-Gwang Declaration means to all South Sudanese or the camp of the SPLM, SPLA-IO?
Thank Comrade Isaac for your question, and thank you for the viewers of Lake State Media, and also not to forget that the host and the founder of Lake State Media, Comrade Abraham, and all your host in this. It is a good question. I'm again Chief Brigadier General PIONESON. I'm a member with the Kit-Gwang Declaration, and one of the champions that as you know, we started in the fight when there was Gatwech Dual, who is now our commander in chief of the SPLM-IO. What is
So Isaac, I think, Charlotte, I think your network is cutting off. Isaac, can you hear him or no?
Yeah, no, I can't hear him. It's yeah.
Try to reset your computer again, Charles. It looks like your network is not connected.
While we are waiting Charles to join in, I will be playing some stuff.
Belena, Sudana, Belena, 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 Taban, Benjamin, Yarapuna. Jali Ayana, Belena, Mamurta, Sudan, Mujaja, Mafira, Dena, Jalna Maidin, Painana, Rapuna. Belena, 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 Taban, Benjamin, Yarapuna. Jali Ayana, Belena, Mamurta, Sudan, Mujaja, Mafira, Dena, Jalna Maidin, Painana, Rapuna. Belena, 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 Taban, Benjamin, Yarapuna. Jali Ayana, Belena, Mamurta, Sudan, Mujaja, Mafira, Dena, Jalna Maidin, Painana, Rapuna. Ya Jab Sudan, Ya Kwana, Shidilkum, Beletfiu, Mushakil, Kalbi,
All right, welcome back, Mr. Charles. I think the network is not allowing us. The network won't rebel against you also.
I'm still sick and I'm not somewhere. I'm not yet in my house, but if we have to continue like this, you can give me 10 minutes. I can just reach my office and then I can do from there. Because I'm just here putting somebody. So sorry for that.
Okay, it's all right. We understand that. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
You are talking to me about what is going on in Kit-Gwang. In SPLM-IO, And I was explaining to you that, the SPLM-IO has a split, right? It's not a split, actually. Dr. Riak was removed. Dr. Riak was being removed from the leadership of the SPLM-IO due to various factors. And I will discuss with you the factors of Dr. Riak. As you interview the comrade Port Bulang this morning, and he said that Dr. Riak is a free man, and he's not he's allowed to go everywhere, right? Am I right? That's a But now that's the question. What we now in Kit-Gwang Declaration will ask: if Dr. Riak is free, then what make him not? To respond to the call of the leadership, the military high command, that asked him to come and brief or consultation with the leadership in Kit-Gwang. Okay, so that means Dr. Riak was playing this is an indication that maybe Dr. Riak has surrendered to the government, or Dr. Riak has relinquished the leadership of the movement. So brother comrade Bulang was not honest in his answering the question, because he said it's not the first time there has been 8 defections or in the movement. We cannot say this a defection or an split. And what he said was that the Kit-Gwang Declaration was authenticated or was engineered by Salva Kiir. That was totally wrong. Yakwana, there's something that what they would play Yeshua, what belong what belong to Caesar are due command. Okay? Musufi kalam zede Kenisa.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's am I yes.
Yeah.
So in Kit-Gwang Declaration, as I said, that there is no any connection between the SPLM-IO and Salva Kiir regime. Salva Kiir regime, we have no connection with him. It is the failures of Riak that has contributed into his removal from the leadership of the SPLM-IO. There were 3 consecutive letters written by the leadership, by the military high command, including the chief of staff, the inspector of police. They wrote him to come and do consultation with the movement. Dr. Riak paid a deaf ear, didn't listen, he didn't bother, he didn't even consult it and talk to the leadership, the military high command. Now, today, it is surprising me that Dr. Riak is a free man. What we know was that Dr. Riak is still in prison. He's still under confinement in Juba. He's not a free man. If he was free, then you could go to Kit-Gwang and resolve the problem. But because he's a prisoner of war in Juba, or he has surrendered to the government in Juba, then that's why he doesn't bother with the leadership of the movement, and he does not bother with the welfare of the SPLM-IO members, especially those who are left outside in the bushes. So this is one of the factors that lead to the Kit-Gwang Declaration. And Dr. Riak himself, as a chairman of the former chairman of the SPLM-IO, fulfill his leadership role in the movement. Okay, and that should be his removal. You cannot be a leader when you are outside your own people, free, like alleged by his spokesperson or the acting press secretary, that Dr. Riak is a free man. He did not want to go to the IO because he wants to implement the access in Juba. Okay, how will you implement access in Juba when you are government, and it is the most that empower you to go to Juba, right? So if you are not consulting the movement, if we are not talking to if you are neglecting the forces, if you are not giving the services that you deserve to give to your subordinates and the leader self as a leader of the movement. So Dr. Riek was removed. Remember, I said there are many factors why there is a split in the SPLM-IO, or why the IO removed Dr. Riek Machar. And remember, Dr. Riek Machar has no any forces. He has only Nasal Fijuba. We call them IO Juba. Okay? And you ask that question, who is controlling the IO now? It is the Kit-Gwang Declaration under the chairman and commander-in-chief, General Gatwech. I salute him. You know, who is the one now leading the movement. And all the members, including the diaspora, you know, 98 on the ground, we still have 90%. The 10%, you know, you may find maybe some few in Equatoria, okay? Some few in Equatoria and some few still in Brahazal that have not declared. But the total movement is under the leadership of General Simon Gatwech Dual and our deputy chairman and commander-in-chief, General Johnson Olon, and all our leadership, you know, in the movement. So we say that the split in the SPLM-IO due to insecurity arrangement and current political situation. We say that the SPLM-IO signed an agreement on 12 September 2018. And remember, it is expiring in 2 days, right? When we signed that agreement, we say that there is protocol to be implemented. The governance has been implemented. The security arrangement has not been implemented. There has been violation of the security arrangement. Dr. Riek and the Minister of Defense, Angelina, and other SPLM-IO leadership in Juba fail to protect the interests of the SPLM-IO members and the SPLM leadership. The SPLM-IO forces have been attacked in Moroto several times in Central. The Chief of Defense, the Chief of Defense, the Minister of Defense, and all national security, all the committees, and whatever, they went and they went and investigate. Up to today, we as in the SPLM-IO and in the leadership under General Gatwech Dual, and before even under Dr. Riek failed to brief us why our guys has been attacked, the unified forces in the training center. We have witnessed the attack in Maban. We have witnessed attack in Nasser. We have witnessed attack in Eastern Equatoria in Kobeta South, where the IO cantonment site was burned down and 2 generals were killed. This is also the failure of Dr. Riek. And remember again, we have to go to Juba to implement the peace when the security arrangement and unified forces are not graduated. What is failing us here is the Dr. Salva Kiir has gang together, has emerged together to delay the graduation of the unified forces, because there were money allocated for the what? For the graduation of the for the training and the welfare of the unified forces. The SPLM-IO in the training center, majority of them are SPLM-IO, and hence they are the people who suffer. There's no food, there's no shelter, there's no water, there's no medical facilities, there's no any good hygiene at the centers, and there's no clothing. Most of our forces are the ones who died in the training center, and most of them also deserted the training center, because you cannot stay between Bejan in the cantonment center. So this is one of the factors that we say no, we cannot go to Juba when the unified forces are not graduated. How can you leave the forces? And this is the first phase of the training of the unified forces. So next, what about the refugees? What about you people like the media? We don't want somebody to Juba who did the Blue House to talk against the government or to tell the truth about what is happening. Okay? So the security arrangement, people still have fear. If we have a unified forces, then there will be no fear, and everybody is able to go to Juba and talk freely, open your Lake State, and talk about our politics and educate the people.
So, Charles, this morning when I interview a spokesperson, acting spokesperson of Dr. Yamachar, he said that the IO, when the IO was formed in 2013 or 2014, the headquarters of SPLM-IO is in Pangak, not in Kit-Gwang. So the SPLM-IO, the headquarters that you guys base in Kit-Gwang is not recognized by SPLM-IO because the headquarters of SPLM-IO is in Pangak. What do you respond to that?
Brother Abraham, you know, it's good to be honest and it's good to be truthful. When you look at his face, he look like somebody who lied. You know, sorry to use that word, but you can see, he's not talking freely. He's under duress. Yeah, brother, all these 76 people, including 2 of you, who have not had that Salva Kiir capture the Pagak. Pagak was captured. It is under the government. There is no IO. IO in Jiko, not in Pagak, where we did the conference. This is the reality. Our headquarters is in Kit-Gwang, where our chief of staff and other generals are based.
All right.
Yeah.
The SPLM-IO, my brother, is a part of revitalized peace agreement. Do you think the split or the crisis in SPLM-IO can jeopardize this revitalized peace agreement?
No, the split in the SPLM-IO cannot affect it. However, it can be affected in 2 ways. Yep. Why? Because for us, as Kit-Gwang Declaration, we say that we did not say that we are not against the access. We are the SPLM-IO. We are the one who signed this agreement, and Dr. Riak signed on behalf of SPLM-IO. And if he signed on behalf of the SPLM-IO and he has been removed, then he has no legitimacy to continue to lead the SPLM-IO in access. We signed for that, and we are saying that our forces at the training center, our unified forces should first be graduated, taken to Juba, and distributed or deployed in all the 10 states and all the capitals. Then we'll go to Juba and implement the rest of the articles. Look, even the security arrangement. Look, the chapter 3 about the border commission. It has not been implemented. We're still stuck in the security arrangement. And you know that there's land occupation and land grabbing in Upper Nile, in Equatoria, in Western Barghazal. This has to be resolved. And Dr. Riak failed. Instead, he had more fire. He did not even talk about the land occupation and the border occupation in Equatoria. Dr. Riak failed to talk about that. He did not even talk about the land occupation in Upper Nile. That we know. All. And the occupation of the Cholo land. We did not, Dr. Riak failed to talk about that. Okay? So, and you remember also about the security arrangement. When Dr. Riak appointed Obudok like a governor, when the city from Unimen's camp went to receive him, they were shocked. Do we want people to die because they come and welcome the governor during the peacetime? No. No. We need a peace. We need peaceful. When somebody comes, we welcome him without being anybody shocked. Be with happiness. That's what they welcome. That's why the governor is there. And Dr. Riak never released any release. All of us know that. And you are the media.
All right. There's one question here. I think this guy, I will pop it up for you. It's called Machiu. He's here in Canberra, in Australia. He said that I may not be able to attend the show, but please ask General about his national message to their followers and soldiers. Majority of shows from IO followers is still being directed towards Jing as a tribe and not individuals in Juba. What is the message that you can give to the nation as the SPLM-IO is a national movement?
To Matthew, you know, IO is not is not a tribal movement, and anybody that talks about the Dinka, or the Dinka talking that, you know, they have been targeted, I think these are people who still have the mentality of what? Of a tribal ideology. The SPLM-IO is a national movement. The Kit-Gwang Declaration is a national movement. However, the national movement, what is a national movement? We are aiming to include, and that's what our chairman said, that we need a South Sudan. When I say our chairman, I'm meaning General Simon Gatwech. He said we will need a South Sudan where every tribe is equal, where everybody will enjoy its right. We don't have any problem with any tribe. So that is outside. Nobody's directing. There's no any official document from the SPLM-IO or any senior leader of the SPLM-IO that directed that they are against the Dinka or the gang or whatever. But if somebody said that he's a government, or the gang said that it is my government, it is the Dinka government, then those individuals, or maybe if you say that you know it is a gang government, then you are becoming a target. In military, we have what we call collateral damage. If you are shooting me in this studio, and I'm fighting with the Abraham, okay, and Abraham is shooting me from the studio, and you are inside the studio, I may end up shooting you because of Abraham. That is what they call collateral damage, right? So that's exactly. So there's no any targeting of the Dinka as a tribe, but we are saying that the Dinka are part and parcel of South Sudan, and we need everybody to be equal. There's no anybody, regardless of his population, regardless of his side, regardless of whatever they have or resources or what. Under Article 3, 21, 6, 1 to 3 of the manifesto of the SPLM-IO, they say that everybody is equal. Everybody can promote his language or his tribe or his values and morals. Yeah. So you just rule that one out. It is like in some individual who are targeting the Nuer, right? So we did not even ask that question. Go ahead.
Okay. Charles Deng is asking you. Charles said that can Charles, where is Doctor? He asking you about Dr. Henry, the second commander of the
I think Henry is not a doctor. He's the deputy chairman, the former deputy chairman, and he's currently the coordinator for the political bureau and the National Liberation Council.
Of Kit-Gwang or for Dr. Riak?
He joined in mid of August when I was in the hospital.
Yes, I see that the news, so I read the news when he joined. Yeah. Yes. Charles, when can you tell what will be the problem right now, because we see a lot of division in IO. Like people are supporting by President Dr. Riek Machar, and people are supporting General Simon Garich, and you are part of it. When the IO was founded, let me go back a second, General Charles, in 2014 or before that, you traveled from Canada to Fangak to join the convention of SPLM-IO. And since the day one, when the IO was founded, your loyalty to Dr. Riek Machar have never changed until when Dr. Riek appointed some of the family members to the position in the government. So what happened? What happened? What changed your mind that you withdraw your loyalty to Dr. Riek Machar and then you support General Simon Garech?
Thank you for the question. Actually, I'm not loyal to Dr. Riek. I'm loyal to the movement. And we are loyal to the objective of the movement. And we are loyal to the vision of the movement. I'm loyal to the mission of the movement. And I'm loyal to the men of the movement. And Dr. Riek, as a former leader, yes, we choose him to be a leader. But when Dr. Riek jumped out of the boat of the SPLM-IO and engaged in what we call nepotism, marginalization, discrimination, oppressive policies, then it derailed from its objective. And hence, it also stopped my loyalty to him as a leader. Imagine we have 128 seats for the members of parliament, some 90 tribes. 90 tribes. And among these 90 tribes, there are some of them the members of the movement. 3/4 of them. Dr. Riek failed to represent the movement, the tribe of South Sudan, including my tribe, Itagile. No member has been appointed even in a county level. Leave alone the state, leave the federal level. And I'm part and parcel of the founders of this movement. I'm the first person who formed the chapters. I'm the first representative of the SPLM-IO. I'm the first senior leader who led the delegation to Pagat.
I'm so confused, General Charles, and the rest of South Sudan are confused. So I'm confused about who is the really chairman, because your group is claiming that General Simon Garech is the chairman of IO, Commander-in-Chief. And the people who are supporting by President Dr. Riek Machar, they say that Dr. Riek Machar is Commander-in-Chief of SPLM-IO. We are so confused here now. And this question I asked the spokesperson of Dr. Riek this morning, and he said Dr. Riek Machar is still in charge of SPLM-IO. So people are confused here. So can you guys tell the people of South Sudan the right information, who is in charge of SPLM-IO?
Legitimacy.
Yes.
Yeah, Corporate Abraham. This is a good question. Don't get confused. You are media. You just look at the social who is being supported. I think we have only few people, maybe around 10, with women that are supporting Dr. Riek on social media, right? But look, all the thousands, they are supporting Garwich. They are supporting the Gatwech Declaration.
Let me make a little clarification here. With the confusion that we are talking about here, is legitimacy, because we know the revitalized peace agreement was signed in Khartoum, has brought in there are other parties who are part and parcel of this peace unified government, the current unified government in Juba. The Riek Machar is legitimate leader who has he has a second year in that unified government. But now, if you went back to your movement and you remove your leader, as you said it, you contact other part and parcel of this unified peace agreement, like the bodies of come on, like the United Nations and IGAD. Yeah, have you contacted them? And this process also, there are some steps that they put in place such that whoever that came in a peaceful, meaning way of removal the leader, there are some articles that might be in your constitution that you can use, and you have to consult. Any consultation made here?
Yeah, guy will set the
if I read to you,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I send you a copy of the Kit-Gwang Declaration, and our chairman and commander in chief, before being the interim chairman of the movement, convene a meeting in Kit-Gwang. The military high command set for 3 days, where they come with the agreement, okay, after consulting with the sector commanders, with all the leadership, with the ground forces, and all the diaspora, including myself, we come to a conclusion that Dr. Riak is no longer valid as a leader because of the factors that I gave you. Not even all of them that I've given you, I just gave you some, okay, because it allowed me time to talk about it. But we say that Dr. Riak become illegitimate, right? He lose the leadership because, like you have heard from his or acting secretary, press secretary, that Dr. Riak is free and he's not been arrested or confined. The question is, if Dr. Riak is not confined, why did he not respond to the 3 letters, 2 written by chief of his staff by that time, General Gatwech, and 1 by the police inspector of IO, Comrade Jonjo, General Jonjo? Why he did not respond? Why he did not come to brief us for 2 years? Now he's coming to 2 years or 1 year and a half. Dr. Riak and the leadership in Juba did not go and brief our military high command in Kit-Gwang or in the liberated areas, and our sector commanders. Why? Why did even the Minister of Defense, who is even in charge of the unified forces, not go to Kit-Gwang and all our IO liberated areas? What is wrong here? So that means they lose legitimacy to what? To rule and administer the SPLM-IO. That's why they have no power anymore. That's why the majority of the SPLM forces are now under what? Under Gatwech.
Go ahead, Abraham. Yeah.
Abraham.
Okay, thank you. Yes, for those of you who are watching here, we will send you guys a link. Yeah, so, Charlotte, I see the demand that Kit-Gwang Declaration that you guys are demanding. You guys having a new demand apart from the agreement, peace agreement that was signed. Okay, the thing that you guys are demanding is out of the peace agreement, and this is what we are meant. We talk about this the question that we asking you about the peace that Dr. Riek Machar is the one who signed the peace agreement. So General Simon is not. If we talk the reality here, because this General Simon Gatwech is not recognized in this peace agreement. So why, if you guys are supporting this peace, why don't you guys go back and reconcile with Dr. Riek Machar with his team, and then go back so that the article can be the peace can be formatted, because this is what we all want. So the way that I see there's a new demand that you guys are demanding, which is not in the peace agreement.
What is that demand?
The demand is number one. You mentioned about the land. You talk about the land, okay? And the war is not the war that was for the IO and government. It was not because of the land. So these are one of the men I see that you guys are talking about it.
The land. You need to read chapter 3 of the RCS, Revitalized Agreement on the Resolution of the Conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. Chapter 3 talks about the land. Remember the land committees that were formed. They talk about how the land. There was a land in Upper Nile, the Cholo versus Apadang problem. In Western Equatorial, in Western Barazal, we have the land problem there. Remember, the government want to transfer Wau to Bagari. That is a problem. And even Dr. Riak wanted again to attempt to transfer Bagari to what? Wow to Bagari.
Those are the new demand you guys are demanding. Those are the demands that you guys
it is in the Article 3, Chapter 3 of the articles, not new demand. It is already in the what? We say that it should be implemented. It's not a new demand.
Yeah, that agreement in articles is talk about the general all the land in South Sudan. It's not about specific area like
but not all the land in South Sudan has been grabbed. Not all the land in South Sudan has been grabbed. In Equatoria, there is occupation of borders. In Equatoria, there is displacement of citizens from their original places and replaced by cattle keepers.
Yeah, that's the new demand in your Kit-Gwang Declaration. It's not in there.
It's not. It is in chapter 3. You need to read chapter 3.
Chapter 3 is talk about the land. It's talk about the general land, but it's not a talk specific the area that you just mentioned.
No, not all the land I say it has been grabbed Abraham. If there's no land grab in Lake State, how you gonna talk about Lake State if there's no land grabbing? Like some areas that are more peaceful, there's no any land problem.
But the land is a different case. But the land is not what we talk about the peace agreement that Dr. Yamos had signed with the SPLM team. It wasn't. It's not. We were not talking about the land that you mentioned about the borders. That, for example, Dinka went.
This is specific.
But you guys are specific. I hear some of your supporters on their live videos. I watch these videos, and they will say that these three demands, it's not clear if these areas are not returned. There's no any agreement or any peace talk with the government or with Dr. Yang Machar. This is what I'm hearing from your supporters, and that's a new demand. It's not.
Comrade Majak. Comrade Majak, brother.
Yes, go ahead.
Let's be honest here. You know, let's be honest about the IBC. Okay, the IBC was formed properly to look to the land problem.
It's frozen.
Yes, network. Okay, while we're waiting for
signing of peace agreement that brought the unified government currently.
That's good. That's good, Isaac. Bring it up and let us watch it.
Okay.
And for those of you who are watching, we will put down the link. And
South Sudanese President Salva Kiir and his rival Riek Machar on Monday expressed their hope in Khartoum to put an end to the civil war that has ravaged their country for 5 years. The two leaders met in Khartoum, their first encounter in the Sudanese capital and northern neighbor since the conflict began. Kiir and Machar met at the Khartoum Conference Center in the presence of Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. The talks follow an East African regional summit sponsored by Ethiopia that ended without a breakthrough, while the UN gave until the end of June to the rivals to reach a viable political agreement threatening sanctions.
I came to this conference with an open mind, and I really hope that my brother Dr. Riek Machar have come also with the same mindset for dialogue. So I have come to really bring the unnecessary war in our country to an immediate end. And I hope Dr. Riek Machar is ready to see my point.
South Sudan gained independence from Sudan in 2011. The country went into a civil war in late 2013 when Kiir accused his former Vice President Riek Machar of plotting a coup. The conflict has left tens of thousands dead and millions displaced. Hundreds of thousands have found their refuge in Sudan, according to the UN.
Yeah, that is a brief report done by the African News.
Regional affairs.
Revitalized peace agreement that brought the end of the war. But our brother is still having difficulties of the network. Chief Brigadier General Charles Foa Itahile
So what I will do, I will put the link down so we will let the other people join in.
Yeah. That will be great. Yeah, because for our viewers, we didn't ignore your messages or your questions or argument. We put down the link such that if you have time, you can join us and come and ask personally your point of view. Here is coming. Yeah, sorry, Charles. The network is really disturbing you.
I think some people are sabotaging it.
No sabotage. Maybe it's God. It's
network.
This network is judging you.
No, not awake. No. We are talking here the truth.
Yeah, so, network is that
yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, Charlie, I don't know what's going on with IO team. This morning too, I have the acting spokesperson was having a network too, and now you have a network again. So what's going on?
Does God really listen to you? Are you telling the truth?
But for me, I'm a pastor. This interview will continue until we finish.
Amen.
God will not stop it. It will make it work.
Let's go. Let's have a honest debate.
Yeah, it will work until we discuss it.
Inshallah. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead.
So,
where you left.
So, brother,
go ahead.
So the issue of land, and in chapter 3, it talks about the land. And remember, and this is why we said of Dr. Riak, while we implement the arrangement, you cannot talk about the land in chapter 3 because we are stuck in the security arrangement. The questions that you should be asking, you should ask Ajede, Pork, you went to implement peace. You say the people, in a cantonment site, where is the money? Where is the money that has been allocated for the SPLM-IO? Can a rebel marry in the Freedom Hall?
That's a good question. Can you answer that question? Where the money go?
That you should be asking him.
Yeah, that's one of the
secretary. Next time with a Jibo, ask a question.
But do you know the answer?
Because in the Fijabus, we don't receive any money.
That's because of the network. I won't pass them.
I know the answer.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I know the answer. For us, we don't know where the money goes. We don't know where Dr. Riak and his team in Juba know where the money they put the money. That's the reason we question why our people are suffering in the cantonment side. Even Lokanza from their salaries, if you are revolutionaries, you can still contribute to support the what? Training centers. This never happened. And remember many factors that lead to the removal of Dr. Riak I said before. Dr. Riak is handling the movement by his party. Remember he said to Dr. Gereng that Dr. Gereng is not Democrat and he's handling the movement as a private property. He's not even shameful today, sorry to say that word, maybe I apologize, not to repeat the same behavior of Dr. Gereng that he was alleging. You cannot be the chairman, you cannot be the political bureau, you cannot be the National Liberation Council, you cannot be the commander, you cannot be all. You see, that's what Dr. Riak is doing. Where is the powers? When General Dilling, Major General Dilling, Dilling wanted to, he was sent from Juba to go and assassinate General Olonye, our chairman. Okay, our chief of general staff by that time dismissed him because he went to assassinate and took it with some illegal arms without the knowledge of the chief of his staff. This is totally out of the norms of the SPLM-IO. And then what happened? Dr. Riak, chief of his staff, and dealing fall under the chief, not Dr. Riak.
Okay.
So connection between dealing and Dr. Riak. So how can you put somebody who was removed officially not valid? So that means Dr. Riak doesn't even follow the military ethics. He does not even follow our code of conduct. That's why we remove him.
Okay. So when Charles, when General Simon Garrett was called in Juba, and General Johnson Wuling, they were called to come to Juba, and also too, President Salva Kiir give a job to General Simon Garrett to be an advisor of presidency, and he declined that he don't want that position. Okay, so why is it the reason? This is the reason why General the breakaway from the SPLM-IO, and they were called in Juba. Why they refused to come to Juba?
No. Yeah, Abraham, that's a good question, but this is not the reason why there is a declaration. I need to correct that. When General Simon Garrett was appointed our chairman as a president's advisor, it came after the assassination attempt. Okay, that was the reason. Dr. Riak found that he relieved. Remember, there was a paper that was secretly leaked out that Garwich was from what? From the chief of general staff, and then he replaced by what? Duablam, General Duablam, Gabriel Duablam, and then Johnson Olon, as Sector 1 commander, was also removed. Okay, Mamador was also removed. This paper was leaked on May 22nd, and we knew. I told us are genuine. This is the handwriting of Dr. Riak, is the signature of Dr. Riak, as somebody who worked with Dr. Riak. So the population of the SPLM-IO disagree with Dr. Riak. That's why they would draw that paper. When they would draw that paper, they came with an how can we, solve this problem? They with the appointment. On 22nd of what? 22nd of we have appointed you as presidential advisor. Huh?
Yes, Charles.
Dr. Riak said he appointed General Garut. I'm answering the question. Let me answer this question so that you guys get it well and the viewers. So
go ahead.
He said that he appointed Dr. Riak as a presidential advisor to the presidency. How can you appoint somebody, a military person, who is involved in the military affairs, in the peace that he doesn't, have any idea? He has only the piece of military. How will he be the advisor without even consultation? Isaac and Comrade if I want to appoint you, can I not talk to you? That we want to give.
They talk,
there should be consultation.
All the presidency, all the five vice presidents.
On the 24th.
All five president, they talk about, they have meeting about it, and they appointed General Simon Garrett to be
but advisory. There was no consultation with the IO. There was no consultation with the General Garrett. And if you go to Radio Tamosi
in army. So I said all these five presidents.
I said there was no consultation.
Yes, and that's the reason why they call him to come to Juba. Do you, Charles? If you are my boss, okay, if you are my boss, and you want to meet me, is it me to go to you, or you the one who come to me? Because Dr. Yagmachar, General, is commander-in-chief to come to Juba, and he refused to come. So do you want, so what you're saying now, Charlie, you say that,
but listen, I said,
by President, Dr. Yagmachar is supposed to go to General Simon Garway, instead of General Simon Garway to come to Juba. Go ahead.
I'm telling you this. I say it is not about going to Juba. The problem was, yes, I'm telling you, there was no consultation. There was no consultation with Simon Garwich. That's why, and also Garwich said that he cannot go to Juba leaving the soldiers behind. We need the unified forces to be graduated fast. We need the security arrangement to be implemented. He cannot go to Juba leaving the soldiers. And it is the policy of Salva Kiir and Dr. Riek to make sure that our forces are displaced, are deserting from the to desert from the training centers. That was the point to remove those IO members so that they are scattered. Like now, we are doing mobilization of our forces so that we keep them intact.
You didn't answer the question right, or let me just repeat it again. Because of the seniority, you have the commander-in-chief of the SPLM-IO, and is the head of it, Dr. Riek Machar. If the general chief of his staff, who is the senior here, is it the commander-in-chief have to come down and address people, or the general chief of staff should go there? Did they have a face-to-face consultation before he came into the decision what has split the movement? And second to it also,
yes, this is a good question.
Let me just welcome my brothers here, the guests, Matthew and Peter Bilu, and my brother Paul Ojulu. Welcome to Lagos State Media.
The interview before the guest.
Yeah, I will give you each chance. Thank you for joining.
Our guests, just stay tight. We are interviewing.
Let's finish the interview with them.
Yeah, we will finish interview with you, Charlie, and then we'll give our guests a chance. So go ahead, Isaac, with that.
Let me answer this question. You ask me whether Garwich is a senior or Dr. Riek is senior, who is to come to Juba. Comrades, you know all that. Dr. Riek is being sitting in Juba. Even it was denied by his acting press secretary. Why should we go? Why should Garwich go again to be arrested in Juba when Garwich was chased in July 2016 by the same government? Garwich would have gone to Juba if there was full implementation of the RCS. But Dr. Riek and Salva failed to implement the security arrangement. Garwich say, I cannot leave my forces and I cannot even go to a place where I'm not safe. Garwich ajere majak lo bosta ke gale tal dagal finar nar de sukun ita maksan ke lita mutu bara ita burudu. No, so that's exactly what happened. Thank you.
So why? So what is the reason General Simon Garwich is afraid of, and his boss Dr. Riek Machar is in Juba, and the rest of the members of SPLM-IO are in Juba, and they are safe. What is he afraid of? And he's one of the second leader in SPLM-IO, commander in general staff. So I see there's no reason why he's afraid, and why and Dr. Riek Machar is in Juba and he's safe.
Majak. Remember, we talk something else. I don't want to talk here. We talk something else somewhere. And if we are to follow that person, do you think you will go to Juba? You will not go to Juba. The issue was very common. Dr. Riek, what proved us, the SPLM, Dr. Riek is under arrest because he's not able even to go to the church. He's not able even to go to and do mobilization within Juba. Dr. Riek is not able to come and advise us in the diaspora. Dr. Riek cannot even, to the liberated areas and address high command. He did not even address political. He did not even call for national council. So we conclude that Dr. Riek is how can you go to Kamabai and Manas Belitin? Salva Kiir shoot us from Juba, and we cannot allow that shooting again. We need a total peace. We need everybody to be in peace, and we need our forces, unified forces, to be in Juba, in all the capital cities, so that everybody enjoy peace. You cannot go like me to go to Juba if Dr. Riek, ask me to go, and then at the end of the day, I'm taken from the airport to Blue House. It doesn't make sense. I give you an example. The failure when our spokesperson William Garjas went to Juba when he went recently to Juba in what happened? Nobody went and report. A spokesperson of the military of SPLM, a brigadier, and all those we see the juniors. Everybody just in Matara, the lineup of the IO is very simple. He stayed there for 2 hours in Matara, and he was taken by taxi. He went to Riek house. He stayed for 3 hours at the gate. Is that not an insult? What do you expect will happen to Garwit? It will be the same thing. That is relation. We need full art, and that implementation must be in what? In consideration of the access articles.
All right.
So that's what the reason to go to Juba. Until security arrangement is fully implemented, then you will go to Juba.
All right. We have already 2 vice presidents from the IO camps, and if that thing is repeating, how many vice presidencies we will be having? And that's why I refer you back before of the consultation to the IGADs and other peace part of parcel of this unified government, this process. But just leave it that way. Let me just bring in my brothers here who have been with us.
About IGAD. Let me quote him here, Isaac. I think I have to read it. On the access, this is our one. SPLM-IO, under the leadership of First Lieutenant Simon Gatwech Dual, uphold its full support and commit to the access agreement as a means to transfer power peacefully into the people and bring about tranquility in the country if it were honestly implemented. 2. Appreciate the recent appeal released by the U.S. government partners on the status of the agreement. 3. Appreciate the peace grant to extend pressure on the signatories towards the implementation of the agreement, though their efforts are frustrated again often. 4. Alert of the collapse if security arrangement and the chapter on transitional justice are in the spirit. 5. TBC and IBC must make their reports and findings available to the general public of South Sudan. And also we have the way forward. Okay? This is why we say we dissolve the SPLM-IO Political Bureau and the National Liberation Council. We denounce also Dr. Riek Tenjorgong from the chairmanship of the movement over his one-man leadership, undermining the party objective, self-ing collective decision-making process, acute leadership, tarnishing SPLM-IO image in the region and the world, which ensued surplus ruptures within the rank and the file of the movement. He's no longer represent the interests of the nation, has become part of the national government, compromising of the fundamental issues that led to the crisis. Hence, his views are not helping the movement. His special criteria and his power driven rather than reforming and architect even, okay? And they were internal. This is the way forward that we put as a movement, okay? Okay. And then again, the way he did, and selection of ministers, members of parliament did not reflect any reform, but a person ego to achieve his political goal to be reinstated into his position as vice president. This is not what the people of South Sudan want or advocating. 6. The leadership has tasked the First Lieutenant General Simon Gatwech Dual as the chairman and the interim chairman and the commander-in-chief of the SPLM-IO. 7. Direct all the SPLM-IO members to conduct grassroots conferences leading into the extraordinary national convention. 8. Direct all the SPLM representatives and cadres assigned to the peace mechanism to report to Kit-Gwang Declaration for further consultation effective from the date of this announcement. 8. 9. Beseech with the SPLM-IO cadres who have scorned the camp or might have formed parties of their own over frustration and dissatisfaction and mismanagement of the movement to return and join the national movement without condition. 10. Calls for the unity of the all ethnic groups, political parties, youth group, faith-based group, women group to support the integrity of the nation of South Sudan. Signed, First Lieutenant General Simon Gatwech Dual, interim chairman and commander-in-chief of the SPLM-IO, Magenes, Kit-Gwang, Sector 1, headquarters, South Sudan. So this is the way forward we put. And we're saying that this is
Brother Majak and Brother Isaac, I would like to add some more because there was a question that you asked Charlie, who is in charge. Yeah.
Brother Peter, we will give you a
chance. Did they finish their question? Let them first finish question, then you come in.
So you will, no, Charlie, that we want to give you a break so that we can give up.
You'll answer, you add later on, let's finish the trend.
Yeah. Yes, we care about you as well, Charles. I do acknowledge that you came out from the hospital recently, and we need to be we care of you as well. So I personally don't want to go further to give you more questions. I will leave the floor to the rest of my brothers who are in the panels with us. Also, if they have anything that they need to ask. But the first who came was Matthew. Matthew, you unmute yourself, greet the audience, and if you have anything that you need to ask Brigadier General Charles, you ask him. If it's something that is you need to answer, and it's not answered before, go ahead, and then I will go to you, my brother Peter Biliu, and also Paul Ojulu. Just be ready. We will be coming line to all of you like that.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead, Matthew.
Okay.
Yes.
I greet you guys. I greet Lagos State Media, and I greet all your viewers. I'm so glad to be with you this moment, and so. Yeah, I have come in the middle, and I heard some of the question. So today I understand it's like your guest speaker is Charles, and is the focal point of your show today. So beside the question that why Gatwech is not coming to Juba as demanded by his boss, are there any other question that you ask, or that's the only question?
We have a lot of questions, but before I did that, let me ask you this question. Are you a supporter of General Simon Gatwech Kit-Gwang Declaration, or are you a supporter of Dr. Young Machar? Because there is two teams at SPLM-IO, because we have a two team right here, and we need to know. So because we have a lot of questions we asked Charles, and there's a lot of questions we asked the acting spokesperson of Dr. Young Machar this morning.
Oh, okay. I support Kit-Gwang.
Okay, and this question is going direct to you, the next brother Peter and Paul. If you are supporting, let us know what side are you supporting, Kit-Gwang or Dr. Young Machar in Juba, so that the question can go. So there's a lot of questions we have. It's not only why General Simon Gatwech going to Juba. There's so many questions that we ask Charles, and we can ask you guys later on when you talk, and then we will throw a question in there and then you can answer.
So yeah, but I need to know like what question you want me to answer now. Is it why Gatwech refused to go to Juba?
No, go ahead. Talk about the general about Kit-Gwang Declaration. Why you guys? Okay, this is the general question. You guys can answer it if you are a Kit-Gwang supporters. Why you guys supporting? Why I mean, Matthew? Why you support Kit-Gwang Declaration in the state of, and why you don't support the PIONESON?
Okay. Well, yeah, thank you, Abraham Madid. I guess that's your name. Yeah, you know, South Sudan is full of, I would say South Sudan today is a country of confusion, because it's not a country, what we call a country would be a country where we have only one president and one vice president, whereby the army is loyal to one administration, and everybody working to be united and develop the country. All of us are witness to that that's not the case today in South Sudan. So South Sudan is full of a lot of briefcase parties or movements, and as well as a lot of militias. What brings that about? What brings that fracture about is the lack of vision. Is the lack of vision of our leaders in South Sudan. That is what brings all these fractures. So when it comes to Kit-Gwang, we all know is born out of SPLM-IO under Dr. Riek Machar. When we left the government in 2013, we thought Dr. Riek had a mission to reform the government, and when he was chased out because the reform that he was trying to do were not accepted, and then there was a killing in Juba, and then he saw that there was an onslaught on the people that supported him, including civilians, and so he declared a rebellion. Actually, rebellion was declared after we were chased out of Juba. And so many of us who were following Dr. Riek, we thought he was an agent of positive change in South Sudan. But, you know, we fought the war for about 8 years or 7 years. And at the end of it, when peace was signed, we saw that when Dr. Riek went to Juba, we started to see things which we were not expecting. Many of us considered it, even though he was told not to go to Juba, but many of the movement considered that he was so brave to even go to Juba without a single soldier. And so we thought he went as a fighter. We thought he went to stand firm for what he believed, and we thought he went to make peace possible with Salva Kiir. So the disagreement came out as a result of Dr. Riek making changes in Juba without full participation of everybody in the movement, particularly the military wing and the political wing. Because if Dr. Riek believed that Salva Kiir made a lot of things in his government without consultation, without recommendation, without research, without all this criticism that he had for Salva Kiir, it was our expectation that he would do something contrary that would be seen by all of us to make us to keep following him. So, but that did not become the case. So what happened? Dr. Riek went to Juba. We thought when he went to Juba, he would try to practice to implement the peace with Salva Kiir. And then if it became a reality to him that Salva Kiir was not serious, we thought he would stand up and tell the Juba that, you know, I came here to implement peace, but if you are not serious, then that means we are not ready for peace. My army is gonna be outside, and the country is not gonna go to have security. But that's not what happened. So Dr. Riek went to Juba, and he started to keep quiet. He started making changes, removing people. And when you remove a military, he knows that he has a military council that need to sit down so that he can make all those changes to be approved by everybody. He knew he went to Juba was not everybody. So there was no way he could make decision in Juba without involvement of everybody in the movement. Some would say that, oh, Dr. Riek was telephoning Gatwech or was communicating on the phone. Communication with the phones are not reliable, you see. So in short, what brings Kit-Gwang to bear is that Dr. Riek himself was in Juba, and everybody saw that he was detained. He was not being allowed to come in and out, such that we could trust that there is peace in Juba. So when he came to call Gatwech into Juba, everybody saw that that was not the case. So Gatwech spoke out, and he told Dr. Riek that, yes, I knew you talked to me before that when changes are made, you would the chief of staff doesn't belong to us. When the army is united, the chief of staff doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the government. So in the process, you could be removed and get another post, and somebody else will go. Gatwech, according to what we hear, told him, yes, as long as the peace implementation is done and our army is trained and integrated, yes, I will come down from the military and take any post. But when he came recently to ask Gatwech to come to Juba because he was offered another position, Gatwech told him, apparently the peace is not implemented. And Juba itself cannot even allow you to come in and out so that we can trust that there is peace. So what is happening is that it is not about the position. What Juba wants is that I come in and we are both detained together, such that our army is scattered, go wherever they want, and then we would be disarmed of everything. So Gatwech said he could not allow that. If the peace is not implemented, then I cannot come to Juba. Moreover, that position is not even in the peace agreement, you see. So then from that, when Gatwech refused, Dr. Riek himself, to show his leadership, he could take an approach that would lead to a negotiation between him and Gatwech. But he chose to confront Gatwech. He chose to confront Gatwech, and my brother Charles told you everything about what was done in Magenis. They were armed, taken there illegally without the notice of chief of staff, and Dr. Riek was speaking to some of the army officers to handle the situation of Gatwech. And Gatwech himself showed leadership in Magenis. He told everybody that there's no need to fight.
Yeah, Matthew. So you are doing a lot of explanation, and we have a lot of people in the studio want to weigh in. So I want to make it short. The talk.
Okay.
I have a follow-up. I need a follow-up question for you, Matthew. You said that when General Simon Gatwech was communicated with Vice President Dr. Riek Machar on the phone, it's not enough. When General Johnson Wolling was appointed as a governor of Upper Nile, and he was said that you need to come to Juba so that you can be swearing in to be a governor of Upper Nile. He refused to come. He said that I won't be, I quote, I won't be sworn in on the phone. So my question to you, Matthew, how come when Dr. Riek Machar was communicating with his chief of staff on the phone, and you said that, and you and your colleague I said that's not enough. And when Dr. Riek appointed Johnson Walling, and President Salva Kiir ordered him to come to Juba, and he said he will swearing in on the phone. So what is the difference here?
Well, Brother Abraham, the bigger issue is not even about communication on the phone. The bigger issue is mistrust on Juba government. That's what you need to take seriously. Is the mistrust. A lot of things happen with the IO. We in IO, we were very careful in the Juba government using tactic that would lead to disintegration of our party or movement. And Juba has done that numerous times. So many delegations were sent to Juba, and they end up switching side. So on top of the issue that we fought with Juba, so there is a situation of enmity in between, and everybody is trying to be careful. Even Salva himself, why is he refusing to amalgamate the army? It is fear also that if IO come with all their army, it would lead to him maybe being his government being taken over. So there is mistrust and fear on both sides. It is not necessarily about communication. But what we're trying to say about
another follow-up question I want to add it in before I give a chance back to the rest of people in the studio. You mentioned, and Charlie mentioned it before, that the peace is not parliamented, is not going on in Juba. How come the peace is not going on and the government, national government, is working, the peace is going on? For example, the governors, the local government was formed, okay, and 10 states,
MPs,
10 states, and MPs too. Yes, I'm coming there. 10 state governors were appointed, and IO they have their own governors, and they have their own deputies governors. Even my own state, Lake State, our deputy governor is from your IO. MPs was appointed like a few weeks ago, or last month actually, 550. And IO, they have their members. How you guys are claiming now that the peace is not parliamented, while the peace is going on well in Juba?
Okay, yes, that's a good question, Abraham. Abraham, we believe Lake State media is one of professional media that we have in our country. We would even say we trust Lake State media more than Juba TV. So, is there
somebody open another device, please? If you wait,
Charlie is staying muted because it makes echo for us all here to hear that.
Yeah, go ahead, Matthew.
Okay. Yeah, I said that Lake State media is one of professional media that a lot of people, I think, they like your show. And I said we would even trust your media more than the government media, because you guys, even though we would see you like a government people, you are fair. Your media is fair. You see, so what I want to say about is, in your media, probably you guys have the peace document with you. If you have the peace document with you, you know the chapters of the peace agreement, right? You know how many they are, and you know that the peace was given 8-month transitional period and 3 years pre-transitional period, 8 months, and 3 years transitional period, right? So everything in the peace, all the chapters, there is a timeline, right? So if there is a timeline, and today we are almost near to the over half of that period. You can even know that the pre-transitional period was extended about maybe about 2 times or 3 times, right? And still nothing was done. So the implementation that is done in Juba is only the governance, is the chapter on governance. And over maybe close to 80% of it is not implemented. Now, the government, the reason the government went on chapter 1, which is governance, many of us in opposition see it as a tactical move from Juba because Salva Kiir and the Juba government believe that many people rebel because of position. They rebel because of position. So for them, they thought by implementing only the governance chapter and giving all these politicians their position, then peace would come according to the government. Now, many of us in opposition want the security arrangement and economic chapters to be implemented, as well as the what do you call the chapter on what do you call it about the compensation, the chapter on compensation to be implemented. So to us, the chapter on governance is not that important. What is important are other chapters which have to do with security arrangement. So the implementation, not only it is too slow, but you cannot take 3 years or almost 3 years, including pre-transitional period, on one chapter, and you call that implementation. So that is why we don't call it an implementation, but it's a tactical move from Juba to give these guys position so that they can keep quiet. Like now, our movement have been, most of them have been bribed with position, and they have kept silent. So
yeah,
they have
I see that some of supporters of IO or not support of IO, I see that they say put the deadline that the peace agreement, the deadline is December 12th, which is like 2 days away from now, which is not true.
It's not true. It's not true.
Yeah,
First
it's not
all,
true. And this is what I want to make it clear to people who are watching, and say that the deadline is 2023.
Yes. But
this is
the
one of the things that our people need to understand.
Can I say something?
Yes. Yeah. No, hold on. Let me add something on what Madid said. Abraham, I think what you said, I agree with you. Me personally, I don't believe that the peace agreement period ends on September 12th. But I want to make it known to you also that the reason.
When is it ending?
No, let me explain. You will hear now. If some of you found the
will
paper
be in 2023, that will lead the election. This is where the people will start campaigning for the election of the government, new government. Presidency.
Okay, let me finish that. Let me conclude.
Okay. Can I say something?
I got some people also.
Let me conclude. Yeah, let me conclude. Let me conclude my point. The point I want to conclude is that the reason the peace timeline is pushed ahead was because of the extension of pre-transitional period. Because if the pre-transitional period was not extended for 6 months and then again 3 months, it would not go as far as that. So, but because of what happened, the extension led it to be that the timeline is pushed ahead up to 2023 February. So that is what I can tell you, Madid, that the implementation was a tactical move by government to bribe the politician, whom the government think they rebel because of position. But for us, security arrangement is the most important thing.
Point of clarification.
Okay. That's good. Before you jump in, Charles, would like to listen to the rest of the panels who have been with us for all these long minutes. If this one-on-one will go like we just repeating each other, or your point of clarification, just let it make it brief.
I just want to clarify a bit because very. Yes, just brief. I think to my comrade Matthew, we don't want to contradict going on. What I'm saying here is that all the articles in the access are very. Without governance, you doing the arrangement. Without the security arrangement, you cannot be implementing the IBC. Without the IBC, you cannot be implementing Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 on accountability and justice, right? And all so forth. So what we are saying here that, that all the chapters in the agreement must be implemented in spirit, and that's why the security arrangement is very important, so that our people, the safety of our MPs. Okay, remember, in Awil, in Northern Baral. Our commission, I think one of our leaders, they were beaten up there. And then our leaders now that were implementing the peace in Juba, they are protected by national security. They have no freedom. They have no freedom of expression. They cannot say what they want, like a representing.
Okay. It was a point of clarification. Yeah. So
assume that 8 months. One second. The 8 months are extended, and then the 6 months, so become 14 plus 100 days. Then it cannot even reach 2023. So we'll end up just in the middle here. So this is all delaying tactics being played by Salva Kiir in order to put people, in this situation. But we will not allow any extension. We cannot.
All right.
Our people suffered a lot. Okay? Right.
All right. Now, thank you so much, Charles. My brother Peter Biliu, Fursa goes to you.
Well, I want to thank you, Brother Hidex, and all those of Lagos State Media.
Charles, yeah, thank you.
And also those who are following Lagos State Media. We're going to more to pay. We need more to turn down a year, and to pay me at when you made a pay. Brother Hidex, I was following some of the question that you asked, and I wrote it down. One of the questions you asked, why are you supporting Kit-Gwang Declaration? You are not supporting that. And then the second thing, peace is not implemented. Why the national government is working? Those are the two important. And then the second question you asked, Comrade Charlie, who is in charge of IO? Those are the two questions.
First question is about what the root cause of the spill within SPL-IO. That's the question that I've been asking.
Okay, what caused division within the SPLM-IO?
Yes, put that down.
Okay, what caused? All right, let me begin with what caused division within the SPLM. Within the SPLM-IO. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Hello, Emmanuel. Chebab? I'm on Lagos State Media. Let me finish. I will call you. I'll call you tomorrow.
And so
all right, bye.
The warring parties is that let us stop the war by silencing the guns.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I have a long distance call. I thought in my mind.
Because of the phone, I was not that need to just keep quiet and say I don't.
yeah, Pierre Faith. Let me just tell you exactly who is in charge of SPLM-IO before I did, answer before I answer some of your questions.
Yeah.
Let me just give you, brother, a very simple question. Let's say if I go to Juba and capture J1 and sit there, I chase Salva Kiir out, which means I'm in charge of J1 if I live there. So the person who lives in Magani, the SPLM-IO headquarters is Lieutenant General Simon Garwidwal, the interim chairman of the SPLM. He is in charge. Riek Machar, he has 150 soldiers, his own bodyguard, comprised of his in-laws. If you follow even the appointments of the minister, you have to be a part of his circle. Either you have to be somebody who related to his family to come up. So he got only his family that are with him, his immediate bodyguard, 150. The whole IO forces are under General Simon Garwidwal. Let me just tell you back. You probably know my position very well. From the very beginning, I was not a supporter of war because I don't believe that, people of South Sudan should not fight themselves for failure of Riek Machar at all. And I have said in many occasions that Riek and Self need to leave. That when I was in SPLA, General Simon Garwedwell was my second in command. When I went to SPLA, I graduated with Katiba Dendia Three Wula Fasilaraba, where Simon Garwedwell was the second in command. He was captain then after Peter Panam Saint-Pierre. I have known him since I was a teenager, who was my second in command. To answer your question, the person in charge of the SPLM-IO, when it comes to the forces, is General Simon Garwedwell. But when it comes to the politicians, they are with Riek Machar, and I'm telling you the truth. They are with Riek Machar. When peace agreement was signed, politicians of the SPLM-IO went to Juba along with chairman, the former chairman, Dr. Riek Machar, and they were given their position. Some were MPs, some were Minister of State and a national government. So Garwedwell will remain in Magana with the forces of IO. Right now, those MPs that were appointed by Riek, they are still loyal to Riek. But the forces of SPLM-IO are now with General Simon Garwedwell. That's what I can clear. Let me come back to the second question.
That's why we have two questions into the answer of Simon Gatwech is the legitimate interim leader. I asked before, will the leadership or split of the SPLM-IO can jeopardize the revitalized peace agreement? Yes or no? When it is yes, why? No, why? Because Riek Machar has second share in the peace agreement of unified government currently in Juba. And Simon, he has no second share. He was the commander-in-chief, was the general chief of staff, which means it needs him to come back also for on a negotiation table with the government.
Concord,
so are we going back or are we going forward?
Concord Binder, everything was everything was signed. There will be no, new negotiation. There are a lot of things that I can tell you if you call me privately that I was not going to tell you on live video. There's a lot of things that I know what's going on. There will be no new negotiation. The peace was negotiated. The only thing that left is the SPLM-IO had decided to replace Dr. Riek with General Simon Garwedwell. That's the only thing. The negotiation will still be the same. You're probably going to, within 2 weeks, you're going to hear some good news. Riek Machar will be removed from his position. He's no longer be a vice president. And then from there, the head of the SPLM-IO, General Simon Garwedwell, will replace Riek Machar.
Who's going to remove Dr. Riek Machar from vice president position?
If you call me privately, I will tell you, but I'm not going to tell you online. Yeah, that's
okay. Because this question, it should not be answered. It should not be private. It will be a public. Because
well,
okay. My second follow-up question too.
There's something called and classified information that should not be disclosed.
Okay. My follow-up before you go to the next question.
Yes.
My follow-up question with the first question that you mentioned. You mentioned something about all the SPLM-IO military are supporting, are standing behind of Simon, General Simon Garwedwell, right?
Yes.
But this morning when I interview the acting spokesperson of Dr. Riek Machar, Mr. Pong, how I pronounce his name?
Yeah, it's Dr. Riek nephew. It's Dr. Riek nephew. He's in,
he said, I'm quoting him. He said that nine sector military wing, 9 sector in SPLM-IO in military wing are standing with Dr. Riek Machar. They are not supporting General Simon Garwedwell.
Well, comrade, let me answer to this. Don't listen to Riek Machar family. Anybody that work with Riek Machar is the members of his family. And the spokesperson who came this morning, I was actually busy. I was at work when you were interviewing him. And I had a client. I wasn't able to log in and to clarify to your media that what he had said was incorrect. Riek Machar has remained with his family. He has 150 bodyguards with him. There is no division from the SPLM-IO that are with him. And this is true. This is true. At that time, he had like 600. You remember he attacked McGannis 2 times. When his forces were defeated, then some surrendered back to General Gatwech Dual. Based on the report that I have, is 150 bodyguard of Riek Machar, comprised of family and in-laws, are the ones that are now in a hiding place, that are supporting Riek Machar. When it comes to military, Riek Machar does not have the support from the army. I close that answer.
No, before you go ahead, I'm still having a follow-up because this question is a very hard question and I need follow-up.
Go ahead.
I asked him again.
Yes.
And this question, you guys need to answer it.
Yes.
I asked him again. I asked him the question, and this question you guys get an answer to.
I
asked him again, who is controlling the SPLM-IO forces right now in Upper Nile? And some of you are saying that General Simon Garrett is in charge. Okay, you mentioned right now, Brother Peter. You said that IO, there are forces who attack your forces in Kit-Gwang area. They are a part of Dr. Riek Machar forces. So now you see right now here, you said that all the forces of IO are with General Simon.
Well,
if the also forces, hang on, if all the forces are with General Simon, why the other forces are attacking forces of Simon? That you see?
Okay,
this is the question that he has.
Well, let me go back to the way that I stated to make it clarify if I did not clarify it. The headquarters of Riek Machar comprised of 600 soldiers who are known to be his bodyguard. And they were located in McGannis, where General Simon Gatwech Dual live now. After General Simon Gatwech Dual and the rest of the division of the SPLM-IO had decided they had dismissed Dr. Riek Machar, those 600 have left the area and they moved to different locations. Within 2 weeks, they were ordered by Dr. Riek to attack Gatwech Dual. That's 600 forces. Among those 600, 30 of them were killed in action. Some, escaped. Within 3 days later, some of those forces defected from Riek Machar, from the headquarters of Riek Machar, and called General Simon Gatwech Dual and switched to Gatwech side. Right now, as you and I speak, there are 150 soldiers. I was given the name of the place that they are in. Those are the immediate bodyguard of Dr. Riek Machar. You know, Dr. Riek Machar is in Juba, and his bodyguard are from President Kiir bodyguard. Right now, as we speak, is only 150 soldiers. Bodyguard, they used to be 600, but some defected to General Gatwech Dual. After they attacked General Gatwech Dual, and Gatwech Dual forces defeated them, because there were like 6,000 came from Law area that joined the force that were with Gatwech Dual. In reality, Comrade Charles will know, 80% of the SPLM-IO forces are from Jonglei, where the White Army are from. And that is where Gatwech Dual is from. All these 100% of them are with General Simon Gatwech Dual. So after the forces 600 realized that there is no reinforcement coming to reinforce them after they were defeated, they called General Gatwech Dual and they say they were ordered by Riek. And General Gatwech Dual told them, welcome. Now as we speak, 150 bodyguard of Riek Machar are the soldiers that supported Dr. Riek Machar. If I answer your question, I can go back to the question that you asked. Why do you support Kit-Gwang Declaration? If I have to.
You see, there's a good point that this person said. He said that they said that the posts you guys posted are break up into the tiny, small military that are loyalty to separate entity title. So it seems like the forces of IO are just divided themselves according based in the clan or tribe, and that's what I see here.
Okay, let me tell you this. No, let me correct it, brother. That is not correct. General Makwaite, who happened to be from DOC, is with General Simon Garwedwell. Let me go ahead and give you an explanation. When the problem started between General Simon Garwedwell and Riek Machar was the intelligence officer that was removed by Garwedwell. We had two intelligence in SPLM-IO before even all these messes started. Those two intelligence we have, they happen to be from DOC. One is Dr. Riek Nephew. Dr. Riek Nephew never gone to military training. There's one guy from DOC that was in the SPLA with me, was the members of the intelligence before even the war broke, was appointed a director of intelligence. After Riek went to Juba, he removed that person from DOC and brought his nephew, a student who graduated from high school Nairobi, and made him a director of intelligence. Simon Garwedwell refused and said, no, you can bring somebody who didn't go to military training and make him a director of intelligence. We want to have a real soldier that is trained. General Simon Garwedwell removed that guy and brought the real soldier that was trained. I don't have his name, but I don't remember his name. And that is where, when Riek Nephew was removed, Riek actually jumped and said, okay, I'm the commander-in-chief and I'm going to remove you. That's where the thing started. And that guy is from Adam. General Makwaite from DOC area is with Garwedwell. Kwong Stephen from DOC is with Simon Garwedwell. It has nothing to do with Nuer sub-clan. Majority of Nuer from Bentiu are with Simon Garwedwell. Nuer has fed up with Riek Machar. Riek Machar, let me ask you a question. Is Riek Machar can be trusted? No. There is no human being that has a relation with Dr. Riek Machar. Riek Machar made a coup. The guy can make a decision without even planning the consequences. He made the coup in 1991. I was in Nasser with Mulazim Alawal, and I asked him, Araguta Riek Machar, they are to Kuma little there to Chilo. You are creating division within the SPLA. Gal, if you are a supporter of Garam, I'm Chilebor.
There is equal side of Charles here. Go ahead.
Comrade Charles, mute yourself. So Riek Machar is a human being that cannot be trusted. The reason we have a mess in South Sudan is created by Riek Machar himself.
I mute myself. I cannot have anything.
This is the reality. Riek Machar is the coronavirus of South Sudan, and he cannot be trusted. And I have said it. You have heard me. If I were by a president in a place of Riek Machar, we wouldn't even have that war. I remember in 2009, when he was a vice president, he went to my area in Lao Nuer. He's speaking to the civilian, call it a Denka government. If you are a vice president, how would you call the government that you run? How many times if you live in the United States? Dr. Riek came to the United States representing South Sudan. The government we have in South Sudan is not a Dinka government. You can call it a SPLA government, but Riek Machar call it Dinka government. Riek Machar cannot be trusted. I have a direct message to President Kir Mayadit. If you want peace, move Riek Machar, move him and put him aside. Make a peace with General Simon Garwedwell in the control of the SPLM-IO forces. Riek Machar is our own coronavirus. As long as he's still in politics, we were not going to have peace in South Sudan. Riek Machar, we have Riek Machar that will deliver the speech in front of people as the nationalist. But he's going to go and meet with Nuer in the corner. Incited violence between Jiang and Nuer. And I have said it, brother, you probably heard me before. Anagana Gul Nuer and Dinka are one Gabila. I will never support somebody who preach hatred against Jiang. I will never. I believe Dinka and Nuer are one Gabila. Our problem is Riek Machar. Salva Kiir is a nice guy, very quiet. He might not have some of his skill. Had we appointed the right by president, not Riek Machar, South Sudan would be a better place right now. Is there any reason for Riek Machar to make a coup? He made a coup in 2013 because he was removed from failing to perform the job of vice president. Riek Machar is the coronavirus. Riek Machar is the problem to people of South Sudan. President Kiir, if you listen to my message, remove Riek Machar. We know Riek Machar had made a coup in 1991. He did it again in 2013. He signed a peace in 2007 with Jurmatiam. He left his troops there. Somebody who doesn't care about people who follow him. He cares about his pocket, his family. South Sudan will not have a unity as long as Riek Machar is still leading people. Riek Machar will speak to Nuer in his hotel. The only thing he preached is hatred toward Dinka. But when you go to public, he will speak as a national figure. Yeah, Jama.
Can I make some clarification?
Sudan. Huh?
I think limit the time also.
Yes. So I see somebody like Riek Machar cannot be trusted.
Is
the
it
man
a
is evil?
Peter?
Yes.
Charles?
Let me answer this.
Yes. Just let me say this. The interview was just between Charles and Lake State Media before, but we requested our viewers and the followers also to join in. And the question that we have already exhausted with the Brigadier General Charles, I don't need to go back with those things to bring it in. And this is why you see Charles is always asking for the point of clarification, because he doesn't need contradicting messages to go to the public.
Well, let me answer this question.
Make your thing short and come to conclusion just about roughly. Everyone will be having 3 or 4 minutes, and then we will come back to you. And I apologize to you, my brother Paul or Ojulu, for being patient. Calm down there, you will be all right. Thank you.
I will finish in 2 minutes, brother. Okay. One of the reasons you said here, why are you supporting Kit-Gwang Declaration? Riek Machar has led, this faction since 1991. When he declared his defect in 1991, I disagree with him. And when he planned a coup in 2013, I disagree with him. That's one of the reasons I personally supporting Kit-Gwang Declaration. This is the individual choice. Because I thought Riek Machar is not a leader, he's not a good manager. There was no need for coup in 1991. There was no need for coup in 2013. He was running South Sudan, and he had failed. Had Riek Machar is a good leader, within 6 years he was running South Sudan, he would have shown us, but he has failed. That's why I don't support him. When you talk about peace is implemented, why the national government is working, and Riek has been for the interest of Riek. After Riek was restricted as a vice president, Riek got assurance from president when he went to Rome that he will be restricted back as a vice president. He did not care about his army. He has abandoned his army and went to Juba and accepted his position. So this has something to do with Riek that allowed government to be formed, because he was about the interest of Riek and his family that he had put in place. The real peace, as Charles said earlier, you cannot have a peace without security arrangement.
Little bit for a while, let him finish.
Yes, a security arrangement under the leadership of General Gatwech Dual, we must have a security arrangement. If security arrangement is done, General Gatwech Dual will go to Juba. We don't even need a negotiation because it was already negotiated. Implement it, and the government is going to implement it. I know there's some people that I know. I have some colleagues there. I've been, everything will be okay, will be implemented. They will be removed by the next weeks. We will have General Gatwech Dual. South Sudan will be peaceful. Everything will be all right. This is exactly some of the things people are working on. We will have the real peace where all 64 tribes will be one family. The next leader of IO will never preach will never preach hatred toward any community. It is a unified person that would bring people of South Sudan together. Let me see if there's.
So, Peter, thank you. I see the long way to peace is, I say it's very long from IO, because this division within IO, I don't see, because the IO need to bring peace themselves before even talk about the peace with the SPLM or government of General Salva Kiir, president. Because the peace right now, where we speak, you guys need to have a peace among yourselves. Because we are going to, when we, like the peace, Dr. Yamachar is in Juba, and they are working toward that peace. But it seems like the Kit-Gwang Declaration spoiled that, you see. So my personal opinion or advice to you, my brothers from IO, either South Sudanese, is that you guys need to come back to the table with Dr. Yamachar.
No.
And then have a peace. That's the peace that we need. All South Sudanese need peace. IO need to have a peace themselves. All of us need to have a peace ourselves. Our people suffering so long, so that's what we need. Thank you. Go ahead.
I have a message to our president, and this message go to the president. I talked to some of the good people.
Let me make clarification here.
Yeah, hold on. Just give me 1 minute. I will be done.
Yeah. Go ahead with your 1 minute, and then I will go.
Yeah, I did talk to one of the people that are in charge of this implementation, those group of tribes, whom I do have contact with them quite often, and they asked me the same question that you asked: how can peace come, and how do we going to get Riek Machar? I said we need to talk to Salva Kiir to hand Riek Machar over to us. Salva Kiir need to arrest Riek Machar or hand over to us, because the people that are protecting him in Juba are Salva Kiir bodyguard. Salva Kiir need to kick Riek out in Juba. Let him go to his base, and we will deal with Riek. We don't have peace with Riek because man is coronavirus. We just need to put him in jail. There's a lot of good things that are working, and I'm not going to say it publicly. Within 2 weeks, brother, you're going to be very happy. I know you, the people of Lagos State, you are very good. You want a peace that all South Sudan will live side by side peacefully. South Sudan will be a better place, and it will come soon. It's not going to take 2 months. Riek Machar Abidjan, Bulabai, or Bulotijit. Okay. Yeah, General Simon Gatwech Dual. We will have 2 vice presidents. We're not going to have 5 vice presidents. Some of those will be jailed soon. We'll have 2 vice presidents. One will be from IO, and one will be from the government and president. President Kiir will continue as the president, and they will be extended for a year. Let me answer when you said when this period is ended. Based on what I heard from FICA, it's going to end in April of next year, not this year. That's what I was told. April of next year, President Kiir is given 1 year to implement peace with General Simon Gatwech Dual. And then from there, they will lead people to election, and then Kiir Abidjan. That's what I can say.
Time frame? Who give that time frame?
It was a peace grantor. I did talk to FICA envoys and I also talked to IGAD. I have
the
a contact.
granted the deadline in 2023. That's the time that the election will go take place. I don't think they will change their mind and review it, the peace already or be signed. So thank you. Let me bring in.
Can I just make some application?
Okay, Charlie, let me give you 1 minute to do that, and then I will go to Paul. Paul has been so patient enough. So 1 minute, Charlie.
You know. Thank you. Thank you, Abraham. You know, this is you know, we are trying to implement the acts here. You know, we don't want to give evidence. I mean, contradicting statements. And our comrade here, brother Peter Billu, he does not need to contradict what the Kit-Gwang Declaration is. Okay. I want also to make that very clear that it is not all the politicians that go with Dr. Riek. We have politicians in the Kit-Gwang Declaration. Secondly, he said that there's something that he's going to tell you privately. There's no any privacy here. If you are coming to the media, you leave the viewers in a situation where they have a doubt, or if there are some secrets here, then creating, you know, confusion here. You know,
well, Charlotte, let me answer you.
That there was a coup in December 2017. Totally, listen here. Listen here. Just wait. You'll talk later on. You said there was a coup in 2013. That's totally wrong. There was no coup. It was proved by all international community. There was no coup. So I don't know where did you brought your own coup. The SPLM-IO did not make any coup. When what resulted into the SPLM-IO was the killing of innocent Nuer in Juba. And then it led to many Nuer.
Well, Charles, listen to me. I had relatives that were killed.
Just let
you don't
finish.
even know. You don't even know where the plan is cool. I had relatives that were killed on that day. I was not denying the killing of Nuer, but Riek had planned.
You don't want something that is assumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are saying that the international community did not prove that there was a. Can I finish? Okay. So the formation of the SPLM-IO in April of 2014 was as a result to resist Salva Kiir expansionist genocide that was going on in to protect our people. Again, he said, you know, remove Riek, Salva Kiir remove Riek. We are saying the problem is Riek. It's Salva Kiir who is the problem. Salva Kiir is the one who make even Riek to surrender. Salva Kiir is the first person to be removed. He's the person who caused the genocide in South Sudan. He's the person who is not implementing the security arrangement. He's the person who is grabbing the land in the country. He's the person who is, you know, chasing all the politicians out of the country. He's the one causing insecurity in all the towns. So he should be removed. He should be accountable, and he should be held accountable. And again, he said there was he made a coup in 1991. Of course, the 1991 was the result of a dictatorial reign, and there was for us as South Sudanese to have a country, the self-determination. That's what led to the breakdown of the SPLA during the 21 years of its struggle. It was not that I know like of what happened today. So that was totally irrelevant. Riek Machar, again, he said, this is the mentality of Salva Kiir. If you are talking about 64 tribe, what about the other 24? South Sudan has 90 tribes. Are you trying to repeat also to oppress other tribes? Dr. Riek marginalized us, and you want to create this in IO Kit-Gwang Declaration? Don't give wrong information to people. You need to get accurate information from the leadership and talk the information so that the public are able to understand what you are talking. Again, about having two vice presidents. I want to make this very clear to the viewers. I believe they are 140 something, 140. members here that are viewing us or listening to us. The SPLM-IO Kit-Gwang Declaration has no any suggestion and has no any proposal and has no any agreement that there will gonna be one vice president and then Salva Kiir as a president. This is the illusion that we remove from our people. This is a contradiction, and this is the mentality of I think this my brother here. I don't want to say that he's following what the propaganda of Dr. Riek is saying. That we have an agreement with Salva.
Point of clarification is over. Charles,
that's totally not, it's not true.
Yeah, it's all right. Thank you so much for responding back to Peter Blue. I think his network dropped him off. He might come back.
Election. There's no election.
There will be election and there is no election. What proves that there is no election to you? And we have not yet reached to that that period. The deadline is not yet reached.
Because you cannot have election when the security man is not finished. We did not even go for the second pulse. We did not even, form the go to chapter, right?
Yeah. You see, the things that have been happening, they are the things that hinder or pushing us back. This is a heavy weight. If there are division here, like the speeches, when I listen to it, especially Dr. Riek Machar has surrounded himself with relatives and appointing the closest one, which means it looks like we are fighting for the positions. You see? So it's not a national thing that people are talking about the hospital, talking about the roads, talking about the security and all the things. It's just only position. And that's why before I mentioned that we have already 2 vice presidents from IO. Taban is there, Riek is there, and Mama Nyandeng also is there. And also, is Gatwech signed another peace deals with the IGADs, might become another 6 vice president. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what is the plan. And this thing will prevent us.
Isaac, we are not after positions. We are after giving the people of South Sudan peace. A total
Isaac,
everybody will enjoy. We want services for all. We want the members of parliament to be represented by all the tribe of
Charles, just 1 minute come to conclusion, please. And then I will move to the next speaker. He has been here for more than half an hour. He's being silent, listening. Let's hear from his viewers. Let's hear the ideas, all of us in the studio. And I will come back to you, Matthew, for your point of view.
Give a Julu.
All right, then unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Charles, yeah. Welcome, Brother Paul Ojulu.
Oh, thank you, Madit and Majak, for Legiston Media. I think this is a good media that don't discriminate and asking you for your total or banyan, calling you a lawyer or PhD holder. So the democracy is there. Democracy in the Legiston is a very enterprise. So people could not be all PhD holder or should be a lawyer or engineering. So thank you. It's very sad sometimes, Madit, to hear when IO supporters try to mumbling around, dodging the question. I'm sorry to hear that for them. So anyway, good to see General Charles Lapogo with good periods. Good you're back to his spot. The question you asked before I go to my 3 points. But before I go to that, you're asking that if I am, what do you call it? IO supporters, Little Wing supporter? Yeah?
It's called Kit-Gwang.
Kit-Gwang. No. So, be honest with you, I am the only one who been advocating IO leadership for many years, that the leadership of IO is not good. It needs somebody to take over. But people like Charles Lopo, those are the ones who sending me death threat because I challenge their boss, Machar. So now, I've been saying this for a long time. The problem with IO is a leadership. But the IO, that's telling me to go to hell. They're telling me that, oh, Barabana. But what is happening in Kingware, whatever, that is birth.
Ourselves to the implementation of this agreement.
What is that?
It's your side. Everybody's mute.
It's my side.
Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead.
Okay.
I find the reason.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the problem. The problem with IO is a leadership. But now, very interesting. It's very interesting is that the IO have a new leadership, but still they don't. You ask them who's leading the IO, but they said it is General Simon Garwes. But Simon Garwes, his policy is not clear. He's just demanding that Sulfur and Riek should step down. But now what we're hearing from IO supporter here is a different thing. So one of them that says next week Simon Garwes should be vice president. When you ask them who is going to remove Riek, they don't give you the answer. Very sad, you know. But whatever reason is, now it's clear these people are fighting for position. We all know it's not because of change. If Simon Garwes, Salva Kiir Majority tell him tomorrow, come here, I want you to be the minister of the pen, Simon Garwes will go there. Like they said, if Salva Kiir Majority said come to be a vice president, it will be there. So what is the change? There is no anything they can change. What they do all is just, you know, a leadership position. That's what they are looking for. It's the same thing to my general ambassador, Sarah Zappo. The reason he joined that one because he did not get anything. Riek did not give anything. If Riek gave him anything, he should not be challenging Riek. But the thing is, let me go to other point. The other point of the land. That's why I came in for. When I said there is a land grabber, when themselves include their general who are sitting to other people land, taking other people land, they don't talk about it. Is that not simple for you, Charlie Lapo? Your own general, the land is claiming to be his, is not his land. Why you did not ask him? The land you are staying in is not your land. And you're claiming that there is a land grabber in Eastern Equatoria. But at the same time, the people you support is grabbing other people's land. I know Agobakobo today, they live homeless all over the world. Well, they have a land. Who is in there? It's Long Noir. Did you challenge them? No. This is done, we call this is correct politics. You know? Now, the South Sudan don't belong to two tribes in South Sudan. Everybody in South Sudan have right to live like any other human being. It's not only Noir to live or Denga to live. Everybody have a right to live in his own land. So the issue now, if you are claiming for land, you have to move Long Noir from the Anuak land, period. Otherwise, the mess will be continued forever. Now, you guys, I want to see what the policy of the general. General don't have policy. There is nothing. You say the general don't want to fight, according to other speaker. He said general don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. Okay, if you don't want to fight, what your next move? Are you going to make peace with agreement with the general majority to go for election? What if you're not fighting? How are you going to move general majority? Are you going to move Riek Machar? But the only way to do is two things. Either you are going in and wait for election and protest. If you win, you win. If you fail, then You stay like any citizen. But now, if that is true, what this speaker said, next week you are going to hear a good news. That is a bad news. It's not a good news. Because majority, they could not say to Riek Machar, please step down, then I will bring General Garroy to be the vice president. That is not going to happen until Jesus comes down. That is not going to happen. So now what is going to happen is this. Riek is the one is in the government. If this guy said, oh, this guy have only 200 men, remain with him, but Riek is not presenting, Riek is presenting South Sudan government. He's not presenting SPLM-IO. This, you have to know this.
It's a part of unified government.
So if you're still lingering around here, my friend, you're on the wrong side. Bad news for you. So there's no way that General Garroch will go crash the military of Riek Machar. You call it the body guy. That's not true. This guy don't have body guy. The next war is going to be between government forces and General Garroch. So now this man is in the government, and the one fish, this guy is being well known by the East Africa OAU. That is the guy who signed the peace. He have a right. Listen carefully. This man have a right to track anybody because he had authority from international community. So for you, you have to declare one thing. You go in or declare that, no, I'm not going in. I'm here to fight because the A to Z, because of that. That's why I'm fighting, because I don't agree with what is happening in Juba, period. So now, if you said you're fighting with real forces, that is lie. You're fighting the government of South Sudan, my friend. So the South Sudan government is going to make all relationship with the neighbors. Now, where the general is going to go? He cannot stay in the way he's staying. Where he's staying now is not in South Sudan. He's in the north. He cannot go to Uganda, cannot go to Kenya, cannot go to Congo, he cannot go to Central Africa, cannot go to Ethiopia. So could he bungling around in the borders? Of course not. The government will go get him. So let we be a people who civilize. We don't want war. We have enough number that 2.5 million is too much. We don't want to lose another 2.5 million again. So IO, yes, you believe that the Wyoming is there, is lone wolf. We know from the beginning, the supporter of IO, it was lone wolf and Gajak. There's only two groups, Charles. This is only two groups. Those only two groups. But Gajak now, I don't think Gajak are there. Yes, of course, lone wolf cannot stay back because that is their chance. They have to go to support him. But how long they are going to support him? Where are you going to get a supply from? Because South Sudan have a relationship with government of the north. Where they are going to go? They cannot go to Ethiopia. They cannot go to Congo. So the only way to do this, if general want a position, you have to go to negotiate. That's the choice he have. Or if you want to go to protest for election, you have to go to protest for election. That's the only thing that he could do. Otherwise, you have to declare, telling the world that I'm going to war. That only you could do. But I don't know how that war will go. It will go good or it will go well. I don't know. It will go bad. It's a bad news for the general. So, my friend, this, let we be, we are all South Sudanese. We want good thing for our people. We fought. Even some of us talking here, tomorrow you go to Juba, you should be denied that you did not fight. But that's okay. But everybody have a piece of land there. We have a land there. I have a land there. You have a land there. Everybody. But we need a good government. Like let's state media. That's what we need. Where nobody should be discriminated because of his tribe or his accent or his qualification or whatever he has. So these are the things. But for the land, please, 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 don't talk about the land. First of all, you generally did not diagnose. Even Riek Machar himself is the one who caused this problem in the first place. And that's why I've been challenging him for years and years. You told me what is your problem. My problem with Riek Machar is policy is we don't have a policy. You cannot, not because you have a PhD, you need leadership, need wisdom. Leadership need wisdom. Without wisdom, you cannot, it doesn't matter million of PhD you have. So Riek Machar, he don't have that. Yes, he have a good idea how he's going to prosecute it. We all believe in God. God is the law himself. You see a tree in North America here dying, but they're not. During the spring, they will alive. But it's protected by nature. You see birds are suffering. But you think maybe he may die. No, it's protected by nature. It is the law. So Riek Machar don't have that. Yes, he have a qualification. It's educated, but it did not mean that he should be a leader. For 30 years, people are dying on the one man. Now, the reason why IO respected, yes, I don't have a problem. IO we have a good leadership, a new leadership. But it's look now, they don't have a good direction. They don't have good direction. It's the same, this thing will end up like Nasser faction. I'm sorry to say this. It's going to end up like Nasser faction. There's no way, because you need to have a clear idea. It doesn't matter who follow him. Millions of people could be following him like what Riek did. Riek he had a good, like one speaker say a while ago, from year 2005 to year 2008, until 2011, that's where Riek gets messed up. If Riek have to go for election in year 2005 or 6 or 7 or 8, Riek could win election. Riek could win election. He did not need to go for war. Because all the Equatorial is supporting him. The whole Equatorial is supporting him. Then, plus his own people and other people, he could win election, for sure. Because election is not only for you, not allowed to vote for him, or Gawar or Gajak. No. You need to have it from here, from Eastern Equatoria, Western Equatoria, Central Equatoria, Upper Nile. Get piece of it from everywhere. You will win election. That's how people do it.
Thank you so much, brother Paul. That's a wonderful thing, because this is what we need in South Sudan. We need unity. Everyone can speak regardless your tribe background, regardless your political background. We all South Sudanese. When we accept this, you and I, that we are South Sudanese, there will be no this chaos. People are fighting one another. This will not be there. But when we go back and say, okay, I'm from Dinka, I'm going to side with my Dinka people and forget my brother Paul from Anuak. That's not good. That's not a unity. That's not the country that we need. So we want South Sudan. We need that unity that when we were fighting as one SPLM, SPLA with the northern government, that we need it back. When I see my Anuak brother, when I was in the Anuak land, when I was young, I grab up some of the word in Anuak language. That's what we need. Like Peter, he knows speak Dinka. That's what we need. So all of this, we are one people. So regardless all of this political negative that, oh, I'm from tribe, from this clan, no. And this we know better. We right here on this studio, we know one another. We are living in Western country. And we were back there. We grew up, we born in South Sudan. And we grew up there. And we grew up in that war. And we know how our father, our mother, our sisters, our brothers, how they suffer from Arab. And now we have our freedom, we have our own country, and we now fighting one another because of position. That's not who we are. We know better than this. So, Brother Paul, I really thank you so much for the speech you give. That's what we need. We need that unification among ourselves. But Brother Peter, welcome back. I thought that you left. So welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, I will give you this chance. Yeah, go ahead, Peter. I mean Matthew.
Yeah.
Brother Matthew, Matthew, can you give me a chance to respond to Paul things?
No, you will.
Hang on, Peter will come.
Okay.
Matthew, can you pull up your camera a little bit so that we can see your face? Pull it away from your face so that we can see you.
Like this?
Yeah.
Move it up a little bit. Move it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, move it up a little bit.
Yeah, move it away. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're all right now.
Matthew, go ahead.
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay, guys. Thank you once again. I think we look better than the government in South Sudan because we are able to exchange arguments smoothly. First of all, Brother Abraham, we who are speaking here as SPLM-IO supporters of Kit-Gwang, one thing I didn't make clear from the very beginning is that when I come to this media, I don't speak on behalf of the leadership of Kit-Gwang. I come here as a supporter saying what I feel is right and why I support Kit-Gwang. So I want to make it clear that, guys, the leadership of Kit-Gwang is where General Simon Gatwech is, and he knows what he's fighting for as far as the leadership is concerned. But as a supporter, I will say what I feel is my grievances. So I just want to run down quickly some of the questions because before I didn't get to answer some of the questions clearly. First of all, the question that who is in charge of SPLM-IO, the answer to that for me is that SPLM-IO is split into two. I cannot clearly say that Gerald Gatwech is the one in charge of SPLM-IO as a whole. What I know is that SPLM-IO has split into two, and Gatwech has gone with some of it, and Riek Machar has left with some of it. What I see on daily basis is that SPLM-IO under Dr. Riek Machar is in disarray right now. Some of them are going to the government, and some of them are going to Gatwech. So it's going to be up to Dr. Riek Machar to know how many people are left with him. That's one. So that's how I can answer that question. The other question was, what is the cause of the split? As we all know, in South Sudan, all of us, we in the SPLM-IO, were with Dr. Riek until recently, when he called Gerald Gatwech to Juba to offer him a different position. And when Gatwech said that I could not come to Juba because peace is not implemented, what happened was that Dr. Riek, instead of confronting Gatwech peacefully to try to make another deal with Gatwech, he chose to confront Gatwech. And that's why you heard of the fighting in Maganis. So the fighting in Maganis caused the split of the movement because Dr. Riek, instead of talking the disagreement over with Gatwech, he chose to fight him. And many SPLM-IO supporters were mad because of that, and they thought that Dr. Riek was mistreating Gatwech, who stood with him for a long time. Even when he was in South Africa, Gatwech did not did to him any coup. So today he cannot come finally to try to mistreat Gatwech, who stood with him, and that's why some of the supporters, including myself, decided to support Gatwech. Otherwise, until recently, everyone was with Dr. Riek Machar. So the cause of the split was Dr. Riek chose to fight Gatwech, and because he removed him, and when he refused for another position, he decided to fight him. So as a result, the movement is split. The other question that you talk about was why Gatwech didn't want to go to Juba when his boss called him. Well, I told you before that the reason he couldn't go to Juba is because most of us in the SPLM-IO saw that the Juba regime is not serious about peace, because if it was serious about peace, there was no reason that Dr. Riek could stay in Juba, since he went there without going to brief his movement, without going to brief his supporters, because Dr. Riek, we thought and believed that he was 100% for peace. And when he got in Juba, what we all saw is that the guy is detained because he could not even move around. And if Salva was serious about peace, there's no way that Dr. Riek could be not allowed to move so that he could brief his people. And if it was not, Salva.
So, brother Matthew, good. I think the claim that some of our IO supporters are claiming in social media that Dr. Riek Machar is in prison in Juba is not true.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Dr. Riek Machar is a free man. He's a free man. He can go wherever he feel like.
Hold on. Yes, Dr. Riek Machar could be a free man, but still we don't trust the government in Juba. We know the government in Juba is not interested in peace. But if that's not the case,
you don't trust the government in Juba and your leader, your chairman, Dr. Riek Machar?
I'm going to say something else. Okay, that they might like, your viewers might like. We are saying also, if it is not Juba that is keeping Dr. Riek in Juba, then we also suspected Dr. Riek of having surrendered himself, because Dr. Riek failed to get ally in the region, and he could not win the war because he himself.
Put on your camera. Go ahead.
Yes, because he himself, Dr. Riek himself, did not work to enable his own movement to fight the war in the way that they would win. So we also blame him for having hindered the effectiveness of his own movement. And so when he went to Juba, if it was his own decision, because he saw he has no supporters in the region and he could not win the war inside because of his failed leadership, then maybe he decided to just surrender the way he did for the case of Nasser Declaration when he came back to John Garang. And that is also another reason why supporters of IO did not want that to repeat itself. Because when Dr. Riek fought for self-determination, we thought he would lead that fight until its conclusion. But it ended up being hijacked from him by Garang, because he decided to go back to Garang and said he would follow Garang. So if he was in Juba, he cannot come back. Maybe it's because he saw that there was no way he could win, because he has no ally and his military is disintegrating. So because of that, that's why we don't want him to call Gatwech to Juba, because we didn't want both of them to be kept in Juba and have the movement disintegrated. So that's why Gatwech could not go to Juba. So his fear of being detained, because Dr. Riek is not moving freely in Juba. So
that's the reason why I always disagree with you guys, and that's sorry to jump in, because they claim that you guys saying that Dr. Riek is detained in Juba. It's not true, because you see, Madame Angelina is moving. He visit the military. He go everywhere because she's in charge. That's her job to do it. Not Dr. Riek to go there. Okay, if General Simon Gatwech want to talk to his boss, and his boss tell him to come to Juba, and then we can meet. That's where the government is, and he refused. Do you think that's peachy? That's okay. That's the reason what happened now in Kit-Gwang Declaration. So you guys are yes, and that's what you guys are doing. So
Brother Abraham, listen here. Listen here. The issue is this. You see, all the issues in South Sudan, we look at them at our own different angles. The way people who are government supporters look at them is not the same way supporters of opposition look at them. The way opposition look at the peace is not the same way the government look at it. So whatever you can say, what I'm saying is not right, but that's according to your own view. Okay, what I'm telling you is how we look at it on our side. But let me move on quickly because I don't want to talk again. The next one is I heard from the spokesman this morning. He said Maganis is not the headquarters. But I would ask the same question: if Maganis is not the headquarters, why would Dr. Riek bodyguard be in Maganis? Why would they not be in the headquarters in Bieli or whatever he call it in Pangak? So Dr. Riek bodyguard are in Maganis, close to the chief of staff. So it means whether the headquarters is in Pangak or where, we believe that the headquarters should be where the chief of staff is. So Dr. Riek bodyguard were in Maganis, they were not in Pangak. So we believe, we were thinking all of us that the headquarters is in Maganis. So that is what I can say about that. The other thing is,
make sure to put your earphone on. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, Garang, the one who joined. Let them put your earphone on.
Okay. So the other one is what Peter said. Did Dr. Riek did a coup? Personally, I don't believe Dr. Riek did a coup. It has been proven. I agree with my brother Charles. Dr. Riek never did a coup. This thing is proven that there was no coup in Juba. So that is the answer on our side.
And then what happened in 2013? What happened? What do you call what happened in 2013 if there is no coup?
Well,
this question is going to you. This question is going to you and go to Charlotte and the other people who deny that what happened in 2013 is not a coup.
Well, brother Abraham, the government itself can believe that it is a coup. You yourself can believe that it is a coup. But the case of South Sudan is taken in front of the region and is taken in front of the world. It has been talked over in Addis in many peace agreements. Nothing was found to be a coup. But each one of us can remain believing what they believe.
I didn't see any report from the IGAD or from United Nations or from UN or within the American government saying that what happened in South Sudan is not a coup. I didn't see that report. See that. Because I'm talking to you guys.
Yes, Brother Abraham.
So what you're saying, and what the rest of people are saying, that what happened in 2013 is not a coup, is your personal opinion, and you title to it.
Yes.
But don't say that that's an accurate thing.
Yes, so you can say that. Yes, you can say that.
Yeah, that day, President, hang on. That day, when the President, General Salva Kiir Mayadi, came to the television wearing his own khaki, and he said that the coup is there is a coup, and everything is controlled. He's still in charge, and you are claiming after coup fail, so you guys deny that what happened in 2013 is not a coup, and the president of the country announced in public saying that there was a coup, but the coup is failed.
Yes, what I'm trying to tell you is the government has a right to believe that it was a coup. Museveni himself, after finding out, said himself that there was no coup. I believe African Union, even the region, said it in a different way. Maybe you didn't find it. What is the definition of a coup? I heard you heard the coup in Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference of a coup. What happened in Guinea is a coup. What happened in South Sudan that time is not a coup because
what happened in Guinea is a coup because you guys accept that is a coup because that coup is a seed. But what happened in 2013? What happened in 2013? Hang on. What happened in 2013 is a coup, but it's a failed coup.
Well, there's a different way to define what a coup is, but what many people I guess know is that a coup should be led by a military. Okay. There is no.
Okay, tell me what happened in 2013. What is it? How do you call what happened in 2013?
Well, the way it was put is everybody knew that it was a disagreement between the bodyguards because if you know Madid, the bodyguard we were put in the presidential guard, it was a loose division of soldiers,
put together as presidential guard. The Matip people were there, Riek Machar people were there, and Salva Kiir people were there. All these guys, when they were put together, they were not trained so that they could act professionally. They were put there just simply because Salva Kiir was with Matip, was with all these guys. So all of them, they just put their bodyguard together when they were not oriented in a professional way so that they could behave professionally. So what is believed is that because they were not professional, the tension which was going on politically led to them disagreeing in the presidential guard, and they split. What we say on our side was that the Kiir's bodyguard were trying to disarm the Nuer. That remained disputed.
Okay,
but that's what we believe on our side.
If Kiir won't disarm the Nuer, why President won't disarm the Nuer and his president? And also, to what happened in President Guard?
Why are you sticking to all thing that is
what
already
we believe? What we believe?
What's wrong with this guy?
Please, can you give the chance to others who are?
I'm left with one only. I'm left with one question. Abraham.
Okay, go ahead.
Abraham, the fight in presidential guard was instigated by the political tension.
This is the question. This is the interviewing. Because the reason why I'm doing this, there are some of the things that I see for question, and I have to put it up to put it in. Because I cannot let something that I see let it slide. So when I say I have to question my guest. So this is not a one-on-one. This is interviewing.
Yes.
That's the reason I come in.
Okay. Okay. So I'm on my final response.
Go ahead.
Abraham, I think you are doing great with the follow-up. That's fine. You will do it too with all those guys who are complaining. What I'm trying to say is that the fight in presidential guard was instigated by the political tension during the conference which was going on among politicians. That's what instigated it. Okay, and then because of the fear, maybe Kiir could not maybe arrest the politician, because he knew they have also power in the presidential guard. Who knows? Anyway, we leave it at that. The last thing I want to say is that Gatwech Dual, until now, he has not made it clear that he wants to remove Dr. Riek as a vice president, because he himself, he has not said that. Whoever can say it here that Gatwech's mission is to remove Dr. Riek and replace him in the peace agreement, I personally, as a supporter of Kit-Gwang, that is not clear yet. The separation came as a result of Dr. Riek deciding to fight Gatwech because he refused to take up the position in Juba. But as of yet, the Kit-Gwang leadership has not made it clear as to what they want to do, whether they want to. Of course, what we know is that we were all in the peace together. Gatwech was in the support of the peace until he was taunted with a different position, which he refused, and Dr. Riek decided to fight him. But as per direction and vision, the Kit-Gwang Declaration has not yet made their own position as to what they want to do. Okay? What they just said is that they are for peace. That's what they say. They don't want fight. The fight was imposed on them. So I want to tell my brothers who come here, they should not make it a point of claim that Gatwech want to remove Riek Machar. We say Riek Machar became a vice president. He deserves his position in the peace. He can keep it if he like it. But nobody is interested in that position. That's not the mission of Kit-Gwang. So we are not there to take the position of Riek. Whatever you hear on the media that Gatwech has given how many hours for Kir to remove Riek, that for me, as in particular, I don't think that is a true claim. So I would tell the South Sudan viewers that wait until you hear from the Kit-Gwang what they want to do, what is their direction, what is their vision. Otherwise, they were for peace. They were just taunted because of failed leadership of our former leader, which was very unfortunate. We thought he would act it in a professional way. If Gatwech refused the position, he would approach him differently so that nobody step out from the peace. And from there, I would give it back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Matthew. I appreciate you. You are very, very good, because even I give you a hard question. I'm about to leave right now because it's 2 a.m. here my time. So Isaac will continue with you guys' show. Thank you so much for you guys coming in. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful morning. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew.
Comrade Isaac, let me take Matthew information. Matthew, full name, did you already?
It's Matthew Juan.
Matthew Juan. Tika USKT.
Yeah.
Okay, me ngadang chuda jen chala biliwo chinena. Kuera kuet kabi jakatal phone. Go ready rage yerun. Awala imidin
Ta California.
Okay. Kwe jaka kuet bara yo. Go ahead, Comrade Isaac.
Don't turn the yeah. There's one thing that we need because we are in the public and we have hundreds of people, thousands of people.
Hello. It's my turn, right? It's my turn,
yeah,
right?
Open your camera.
Okay.
Comrade Isaac, I got to work in the morning. I think I need to leave. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything that...
It's very late and it's already 3 hours up here. We have been exhausting all these questions and we need to educate our publics. We don't need to mislead the public. That's why we take this opportunity to host all of us, ourselves as South Sudanese. We come together, we discuss. And then we will let you go. Let those who haven't yet spoken be given chances, like Jibril Kwano, and then we'll come to Brother Thiel, and then I will go to Brother Dolorgin. Yeah, and then we'll go back to recycle a little bit, and we will end up the show from there.
Well, Brother Isaac, I'm going to leave. Let me Kigarang Thiel more the pay. I just had 10 year request, Comrade Garang, who go jam over telephone. So I'm going to leave and a lot to the lawyer the team in the morning. So I'm going to leave you guys pay in and keep more the pay in by Garang Thiel with the rest of the brother. Good night.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jibril. I will come back to you, Jibril. I was attending noise going outside here. Jibril Kwano.
Yes. في مقام الأول حاسس سجل إنه بيسلم كل الحضور هنا وأنا كنت بتابع يعني المكالمات اللي حاصل هنا. We as people of South Sudan, the first priority is peace, okay? The first priority is peace. It's neither a problem with Machar or a problem in Kit-Gwang, okay? The problem is we have a leadership that is not even interested to implement the peace. Some of brothers in Kit-Gwang, they frustrated and they turned their anger toward Machar as person. But they don't know the geopolitics. The geopolitics in the region is also a factor in this. It is not only Machar alone and Comrade Kir that can decide the future of that nation. You have the geopolitics playing part in this. Some people who are saying that Machar is in present in Juba, and they forgot this is not only the peace was not between Machar and President Kir. There was partner in peace. There was IGAD. There was African bloc, African Union. There is Treka involved. And many of us, the political amateurs, they don't look into this. They just quickly blame Machar. And it's very, very unfortunately, they blame Machar as Nuer. They don't blame him as the leader of South Sudanese. This is unfortunate. Most of the Kit-Gwang supporters, they see Machar failed them as Nuer, not as South Sudanese. Okay, and this is a big problem. Mashar is in Juba, determined by the peace partners. That's why he's in Juba. Our frustration should not be only put in Mashar alone. We should single the person who is in the room and not implementing the peace. And that person alone is Kir, not even Mashar. So those of Kit-Gwang, even if they ink another peace with Juba, nobody is going to implement anyways. I don't know who they're going to blame. But right now they are blaming Mashar in big numbers. And they're saying that Mashar have failed them for 30 years. I don't know 30 years begin from where, we don't know. But all in all, the silence of the gun in South Sudan is very important. And it is all of us that we can encourage the government in Juba implement the peace. Because we have tried all means and it's not working. And even the Kit-Gwang, if they declare themselves now to fight the government, you are not fighting the South Sudan government alone. We fighting. This is a region, an international. There's thing involved, my friends. That's why we don't need to look in the shallow way of looking. You need to expand your political views a little bit, so that you have an idea of what you're saying. Okay, we know that the Kit-Gwang people are the very SPLM-IO that rescued Mashar when he went to Congo. It's not different. But the problem is not Mashar. The problem is President Kiir himself. He doesn't want to implement the peace in the right way, in a very honest way. That was stipulated in the books. That was stipulated in the arses. This is the problem. And our people in Kit-Gwang, they miss this chance. Yes, Mashar shouldn't be a focus. Mashar might have did some mistakes in the leadership, but people should focus on the big area. Who is not implementing the peace? Is it Mashar? I heard they are saying the only song they're singing, oh, Zola Sejano, Mashar Mabumsi Kanisa, Mashar Kalas Zola Sejano, Inta Malak, why you busy about him? He's already in the prison. Okay? You people who are outside and have the power to change the government, do it. Okay? But we knew in this government, if you fight the government of South Sudan, you are fighting the IGAD. You are fighting the international community. That's why Mashar being in Juba is a factor of all these things. But some people here, I don't know what's happened in our communities. يعني السياسة ده نقوله بطريقة عجيبة. سياسة شالوا بيقى حاجة بتاعت قسم بيودات. قبيلة واحد ممكن تقسم نفسه لكم. دي حاجة في مستقبل الجاي الجنوبين والله if we don't do something أننا بكون يعني we become the craziest people on this planet Earth. Because this is not how the political is being we cannot do like this. There's something wrong really. And I don't know. I don't have that much to say, but the Kit-Gwang people, their focus should not be Mashar. Yeah, their focus should be the elephant in the room, who is not even implementing the arses you are singing. And here people are counting. I don't know how 30 years begin. Is it you counting 91 events? Some of us, like I'm picking now, when 91 happened, we were the people who used to fight Mashar himself during the current time. We did participate in fighting. When he broke away in 91, that was absolutely, we were guerrilla stages. We're not even a government. And some of this disagreement made SPLM strong at the moment, at the time. And SPLM becomes out strong and we had victories. Instead of we used to, with defense, we get out from the defense, and then in 1997, 95, we capture some major towns. That's how SPLM becomes to be strong. So, my brothers, those who singing of peace, those who were singing of you are going to fight this government of South Sudan, you are daydreaming. Because this government of South Sudan, you know that SPLM-IO have tried it, captured some major towns. But you're not fighting the government of South Sudan alone. You are fighting the whole region, you are fighting with it. The whole region are the one who forced Machar to go to Juba. It's not President Kiir. Machar was forced by the IGAD, by the Trika, and all others to go to Juba. If he didn't go to Juba, we will be talking a different story now. Okay? So please, the political amateurs, please try to expand your political area a bit. Don't see Machar like Noor. Expand your understanding. Machar is representing South Sudanese. And if you have a problem in community leadership, please take Noor community issue out of the SPLM-IO so that you understand the big issue. Okay? It seems like even this this is going to divide Noor more and more. Because if some of you will say that you are criticizing Machar is clan, then they will resist this, and you will have a crossroad. You will have a damage in the community, whereby just take this issue of IO out and deal with Noor community issues separately, so that you will have a remedy for this. Okay? By then, Brother Isaac, I want to say, all of us, we should encourage the government to implement the peace. Nothing else we need rather than peace. Because through fighting, who is going to die is South Sudanese. Whether with the Kit-Gwang or any rebel, the people who are going to die are the children of South Sudan. And why we have this peace? This peace is not a one-time event. It's a development, and people are criticizing it. Even us, we are criticizing President Kiir alone, that he is not acting in favor of peace that South Sudanese need. But then I will say thank you. I hail back to you.
Thank you so much, Jibril, for your input and on your prospective view, how you look at the issue of IO split. Because now the conversation here is dragging us back and forth, and we are running out of time. Mr. Garang Deng Thiel, I will give you the floor, and then now the conversation here is dragging us back. You need to put your headphone. There is echo. And we are running out of time. Mr. Garang Deng Thiel, I will give you the floor, and then
Hello.
Dollargen, get ready, and we'll come back to you. Yes, thank you. Garang Deng Thiel, I need you to put the headphone because there's echo. Hello. Dollargen, get ready, and we'll come back to you. Yes, thank you. Garang Deng Thiel, I need you to put the
Okay, thank you, everyone. I greeting you all. Do you have me clear?
Yeah, loud and clear. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Marcel and Isaac PM and Paul Ojolo, Dalot and Doctor. I salute you. You bring corner. Thank you for your lovely word. You give a point. You put a point that is repeating, guys. I don't know. My response here to my brother with one name is the middle name or last name.
Call him Matthew. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Marcel, you said that I want to talk about to respond a little bit. So I want to tell you, man, we are here. We are not playing. We are a part of government, and we support the government. And this is our government. Our government, we support it. Always we support it. And what happened in 1991 and 2013 and 2016 is all a part of who. And everyone know and all the world know. And we need to tell true and true. So I'll proceed to Lagos State media. And I love that we are tell you figure out like other people that we are not going to school and come back without knowledge of the politics or business or something different between of what is going on. My second question to the public here in people put it here in social media. Social media is just you come in social media and you go to your bed and you sleep. And we know the party in South Sudan, in the ruling party SPLM, is doing well. It's doing very great. They bring all the rebellion, they bring all everything without we don't have a budget. So I am very happy here. But social Lagos State media is only the media that we believe it. And those you bring the rebellion people, they are talking against the system. This is the one thing that I don't agree. Like happened in Australia here, I'm living. I just didn't go make Dinka SBS radio like the rebellion radio.
No.
Charles is not. Let me understand, Isaac.
Hey, hang on. Honestly, this is a social media. A media belong to everybody. If you can read into that logo that we have, Lagos State media doesn't belong to the government, doesn't belong to the opposition. It's a South Sudanese social media where we come together, we discuss, we disagree, and we will agree. Jack Denson also don't need to come and finger point to other individuals here. We are not here to just finger point to others. We are just all just adding out the opinions. Those who come up with the opinions,
I understand that. I can stop from there. I am following the rule of Lagos State media. Charles is just here, Brigadier General or IO, second IO in social media. What happened in Magadan between the two IO? That Charles did not belong to that. Charles in Canada, and I am in Australia. Charles is just become a big lie. So I want to tell you guys, we are not going to play it here. So I'm thanking you when I'm saying something bad. Forgive me, guys, and I'm going to listen to you. And that's the one thing I want to say from Matthew and from Lagos State media and Charles. Charles is not belong on that.
Thank you so much, Baran. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, Dr. Dollarjin, welcome to Lagos State Media once again. You are not a new person; you are a guest here all the time. Though you have your political party, just come in. This is where the oppositions always get opportunity. When the government is disarray or there is anything, you just pop in here and pick up. So. If you have been following up the interview we have started with the Chief Brigadier General Charles Itahile, then you will know what were the first question that has led us to this long 3 hours discussion, taking us back and forth. So the floor will be yours, my brother. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not going to be long because I just come in and I just want to say hi to the people there and who are listening. I am Dollarjin, leader of the Union Party of South Sudan. Quickly, the problem that is happening within the IO, the opposition forces, is not very surprise to me because I know sometime it just go and break and they will keep breaking. But the way we can look at it is this, okay? Sometimes we can look at it as an advantage to even both the party because, and we can look at it as an advantage to the people of South Sudan. Because why I say that, because, right now what we are seeing is that we are seeing so many forces, armed group are left out and few politicians are in Juba. So it means that these armed group they will be threat to the people of South Sudan by any way if they are not included in the peace agreement. So I think by Garwech trying to organize them, I think is a good thing that the people of South Sudan can support, so that at least they can maybe sign a different agreement that will not maybe betray them. Because what I'm seeing now is that Riek Machar is trying to betray these forces, and by leaving them out and by not communicate with them. So this is really very difficult. Even if we have to judge it, is really difficult, because these guys, they are left out, so they are betrayed by the leader. And for them, if they can organize themselves, either to sign a different agreement or to continue with the current peace that has already been signed and not implemented. A lot of people are saying, okay, even if they pursue the peace, it's not going to be implemented. But the way I'm seeing, there's a lot of ways that we can go about something in a different way. Okay. The way I look at it is like what happened in 2006 when Riek Machar left the troop out. Then Paulino Matip organized the troop and came to Juba in 2006 with a lot of troops in Juba. And those troops, they were integrated. Some of them were actually separated within Juba. And it was okay. So they were understanding himself with Salva Kiir, and they were understanding themselves with political organ like Riek Machar. And they were already divided. They fought, but they came in and they understand themselves. So this is the model. I'm looking at it as something that will happen to those forces that are already split out from the opposition forces. What I'm seeing is this: what I can tell our people of South Sudan is that this is split. It will only serve people to go in and go out and rebel and go out. It's not going to solve our fundamental problem in South Sudan. And I have to actually to be clear about this, because our fundamental problem is not related to leaders or maybe leadership, and is not even related to political organization. The fundamental problem of South Sudan is tribalism, and that is the bottom line that is destroying the country and making people divided and causing a lot of problem within the society or the citizen of South Sudan. So to me, unless this fundamental problem is addressed, and then the problem of South Sudan or the conflict will end. That is what I have been saying all over since the beginning of the war. And I know sometimes even forming of what they call Kit-Gwang or Kit-Gwang, I don't know. For me, I think is wrong. What they could have done was just actually to remove the leadership. It was just to remove Riek Machar, and they should remain as an IO leader. And because Riek Machar already has gone to the government and has taken over it. But because of confusion now, there's a lot of things, and I think it might even end up with some breaking in again with subdivision. So what I'm asking our people to support is to address the main cause, the root cause of the war. That will lead us into actually a peaceful nation. But
what
if we
is
just
the root cause? Let me just ask you. The root cause is the main factor that Riek Machar was leading SPLM-IO, and he sat down on the table to negotiate the peace agreement with the government that they have signed, which is the revitalized peace agreement that brought the current national unity government in Juba. Now, if you are referring us back for the fundamental, the cause of the problem, then it will need again to go back on the table for negotiation. For how long the South Sudanese will be suffering for signing this today, tomorrow will be abolished, and other person will come up and discuss or negotiate the peace and sign, and then somebody also will jump outside and come back and say we need to change this, we fix this before the time frame.
Well, tribalism has never been put on the table. I know that. This issue of political sharing, power sharing, or SPLA power sharing, or integration of troops, it has been there. It failed how many times? So even you yourself, if we can judge it as a people of South Sudan, it just tell us that this is not right, because it has been tried so many times, but it's not working. So I think the problem that make it not working is not because that people there are not trying. The problem is that the formula itself, it does not address the problem. So the solution, it does not match with the problem. That is the problem the people of South Sudan are facing right now.
That question goes to you about tribalism. You just been repeating it, that the tribalism is the cause of the problem in South Sudan, and you have been spotted in social media that Riek Machar has failed Nuer. Are you tribalist here, or are you talking nationally?
Well, with me, I try to address the fundamental problem of South Sudan as a national-wide problem. It's not about Riek Machar. But what I think is that Riek Machar sometimes can play is a tribalism within himself as anybody, because for me, when I studied tribalism, I discovered that it was affecting people individually, and it spread. Even you might have it, another one might have it. And in here, what people don't know here is that tribalism can be like a generational curse. And this is what people do not understand. It is like a curse. It can go from you and you pass it to your children, and the children pass over. The reason is because, sometimes tribalism is connected to the way how society or people look at the problem. When you see the problem and you turn to glorify the problem, like if you have a war and you really wanted to glorify war by fighting it with gun, then this is a curse, because that is a sin, because you are killing your people. So in another way, if you look at the problem and you try to glorify God and try to help the people to get out of the problem, that is another way, and that is the way we wanted to go. But our people now, they are trying to glorify the crisis. They wanted to make it a big business, making gun overeat, making money, so that is why it become a generational curse. And to end this, the most of our country is going to destroy the country for real. I can actually assure you on this. If we don't address it, it's going to be a big problem. I have 7. I propose actually like 7 strategies to end the problem, or to begin to discuss this problem. One of it is to address the root cause of the war. The second of it is to avoid repeating the problem, like what is happening in Maganes now should not be there. The fighting in so we should avoid to actually to repeat problem again, and continue with the discussion of the root cause of the war. The other thing is that we need to admit anything that you have done wrong to your brothers, or maybe to a party, or to other people. People need to come up with those kind of, whether it's an action, you need to come up and put it on the table that this was wrong, and recognize another people wrong. Most important is to acknowledge the people who got hurt, people who got killed, people who have been injured, who are wounded. All those people in this crisis, because the crisis really hurt the whole country. So these kind of people who got hurt, they need to be recognized quickly. That means we have to actually to go out and list their name, and actually be ready to accept any consequences that may arrive from there, whether it's a conversation or
All
whether
right.
there is thing like so that those are the things that can lead us to a real reconciliation or something called forgiveness of entire country. That is what I call addressing the root cause of the problem. But if we go in and say, okay, I need my share, I have a party, you have your party, or you are a sorcerer, you need your share, we're going to break out the country, my brother, into pieces. And it's not very healthy way of approaching a problem in our country. Even though a lot of people are supporting it right now, I know it will fail and people will be, you will see worse than what you are seeing right now. Because this is something I researched and I have all the evidence I have collected and I'm writing it as a book, will be published. Everybody will see it. So thank you very much for giving me this chance and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Dolorjan, thank you so much. Jama, I would like to let you know that we want to end this show. And by ending the show, I will be giving each of you 2 minutes of you just hit your point and come to conclusion. And then we can reorganize another show if we have some more point that we left out is not touched or need to be discussed. So we'll start with our brother, the guest of the show, who's the guest speaker anyway, Chief Brigadier General Ambassador Charles Itahile, to come in because he was having a internet issue before, but he's watching, he's listening, he has been sending in the messages. I will give you the floor, my brother, unmute yourself and just come in 2 minutes each.
Thank you, Comrade Isaac. You know, I'm the discussion, I'm the guest. I cannot be talking 2 minutes because I have here some allegations there that I want to clear. Let them conclude and go, then I will answer them. Thank you.
All right, then
let me go.
Okay, Matthew, go ahead and mute yourself, Charles, because of echo. Yeah. Matthew,
Okay. Okay, Isaac. I thank you very much for the opportunity. Maybe this is my third time to be in Lagos State media, and I am happy when I'm here all the time. So what I want to make mention of two things plus one more. The first thing that I want to say is about I want to speak to our citizen of South Sudan direct and all the people in diaspora. You see, all of us in South Sudan did not expect that South Sudan would come to be in the situation where it is in today. Most of us supported SPLA when it was fighting, and we had great hope in our leaders that after liberation we would be a better country than the country that we left, that is Sudan. Today, to the surprise of most of us in South Sudan, there is a lot of regrets today that our leaders have not come to be leaders, but they come, like I hear some people would like to call them misleaders. They are not really leaders, because it is not right that people who fought for the liberation of their own people would turn against their own people. We in South Sudan, many of us believe that our leaders have turned against us even worse than they were fighting the Arabs. Because today, if you see, most citizens of South Sudan are hiding, actually, not from the Arab today. Our people of South Sudan did not hide from the Arab, but today they are hiding from their own leaders. And the leaders have taken upon themselves that their enemies are their own citizens. That I, who was supporting them then, even with my family, who I have brothers who joined the SPLA. My brother was in the Kazuk. He fought the war of liberation. And today I'm hiding from the very movement that was trying to liberate me. That is very unfortunate. What I would like to tell the citizen of South Sudan is that instead of us actually acting in favor of these leaders, we should act in holding them accountable for the way they are acting. Because many of us would believe that these leaders are not acting to protect us, but they are acting to actually kill us. They create insecurity for us in order to protect themselves from us. They need to be told that we are not Arabs that they were fighting, for whom we supported them. So I want to tell us, we citizens of South Sudan, that we need to make good judgment of the way our leaders are acting. But some of us should see that these leaders are in power today because we don't make good judgment about how they are acting towards us. Instead, we divided ourselves to support the very leaders who are killing us today. Okay, and even though we divide ourselves in behind their back, why not we don't also act to understand each other's position? Instead of us, if you are following Salva Kiir, all you want to do is to hate anybody who is supporting the other one. If you follow Riek, all you want to do is for Riek to hear you that you are a very strong supporter of him and you hate those people who are in Salva Kiir. If you support Gatwech maybe would want to hear you that you hate the other one. Why don't we understand our position so that we can meet in the middle and have peace in our country? For example, if I speak to my former leader, Dr. Riek himself, he knows that I supported him 100%. He knows that my family was supporting him. Why would he, in the very end, come to divide his own movement that was just fighting for him, that was supporting him? Why would he be indifferent to them? The reason many people are supporting Gatwech is because we saw Gatwech stood with him, but then at last he turned against him. And this is why the split continue, okay? Those of you who are supporting Salva Kiir, okay, you can support Salva Kiir, but judge him. Why is he not being honest with the implementation of the peace? You can also challenge him and say, Dr. Salva Kiir, we knew you fought for us in the bush. You are a very great man, but this is not what we were expecting. You need to be honest and implement peace, because Dr. Riek, regardless of his weak leadership, he also acted in a kind of honest. Dr. Riek also, I would say, he was honest to implement this peace, and he went to Juba without his army, because he tried in 2015 to come to Juba with an army. The government said, no, we don't need two armies. And then this time, he went with his own bare hands, but still Salva Kiir is not ready to implement the peace. So that one is upon you people who are supporting Salva Kiir to also tell him, no, you need to be honest. If Riek come empty-handed, then you need to be honest. That means he means peace, okay? That one is another way we can help to bring peace in South Sudan. That we need to tell our leaders, frankly, what they are doing right and what they are doing wrong. We should not be 100% supporting them while they are doing wrong things against us. That is the message I want to pass to our South Sudanese, that let's not act in favor of these leaders. Let's hold them accountable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Matthew. And that is the spirit that I need to speak on your own behalf and your mind, not to generalize others. One thing that I need to omit from your statement, that we Lagos State media, that or me personally, we are media. We don't support whoever. We are media, public, to every citizen.
No, I was not speaking to you. I was speaking to the citizen of South Sudan.
Okay, then that's right. Thank you so much for clarification. My brother Paul Oyulu, Fursa Bukunaga, you got roughly 2 minutes to wrap up, and then I will give to guest speaker.
Okay, thank you again. Thank you again, my friend, for having me. I think this is my second time to Lagos State. I think second time, yes. So yeah, that's a good. It's a good topic. But Madid, look, we all here, people try to, we want to make up the best for ourselves, for our country. But the thing is, I think the problem it is us, we South Sudanese, because now majority could not be blamed, because majority have so much thing is going on in his own voice right now. He have so many factions dealing with. Last time he was negotiated with 3 parties, react with other 2 parties went in. Now there is another 4 or 5 parties outside. It's still negotiated. So how could, if you're negotiated with 1 person and then there is another general, 20 general out there faction waiting for their turn to go to talk to them. So I think he tried his best. What he tried now, he want everybody to be in one side, nobody left it out. That's the way I see it, to me. I don't support his policy. I don't. But what he tried to do, he want to keep the country not to break in the Somali way. Because now he negotiated with Riek, and then the other general is out, and now negotiated with who? Pagan and General King Malong, and then tomorrow General Thomas, then the next day maybe another guy. So all this, how could he comment? If he say today, okay, Riek, this is what I say, but what about other guy left out? So the problem, it is all those leaders. Those leaders all that be blamed. If they see that the policy of the government is wrong, why they cannot come together, stand at one party, you know, instead of, if not just because everybody want to be a leader, you know, if they see that, okay, the policy in South Sudan is bad, guys, Kir, what he's doing is a dictatorship, why all these factions cannot get together and fight? And then that way the world will see, okay, Solva, you're wrong. Because look, all these people are getting you and one united. But now the reason why the world is standing with him, because they see he's a reasonable man. Because this group, they have 20 group outside in the bush. So who is going to talk to? And that's why the world hanging behind him, you know. So what we should do, we are not carrying the thing. The IO should see if General Garwech, whatever he demand, what his policy is, whether he need a leadership or a position, we don't know, or he need whatever he want, he have to negotiate at a good face without war, because thing is not going to be good for him. That is my advice. Because if I don't support IO, it did not mean that I'm going to wish them death. That's why I've been advocating for leadership of IO for many years, because I feel sympathy. Many people die for no reason. The reason why people die, the North, the war, the North, everybody understood why we die. But why we should die now? There's no reason why we should die. Because the country belongs to us, you know, not for people who have a PhD. This is wrong. So what I'm saying, I hope the IO could come to consensus that they could come to conclusion, whatever that they need to convene their general to do the best for them, because this man is not going to have a way around anywhere, because his way are going to be blocked. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul Oyulu, for your input and the conclusion. To the guest speaker, Brigadier General Ambassador Charles Tahile, the floor will be yours to give your remarks. And Tabuna command at the same time.
You forget
you got so many titles. You got so many titles. If I leave out, it doesn't mean that.
Okay. Thank you very much. For the interaction with all our, other members that came in, to respond to what our discussion discussion was. First and foremost, I appreciate it, and I give them thanks for their views. I just want to respond to them if you just give me time. It's very important, other propaganda just hanging here, and then, I'm accountable for it. Right? I'm the one accountable, so I have to clear anything before I go and leave your. To our brother who is here, hopefully my network is good. I pray that it just feel not gonna take 20 minutes and we're done.
No, not to go up to 20 minutes, man. It's really late.
No, I'm just responding. I'm just concluding. I'm just making summary of it. If we don't, because he mentioned, right, we have to clear those doubts, right?
Yeah,
it's not meaning that I have a problem with you.
Your network will dictate you. That is the reason. Otherwise, yeah, go ahead quickly.
God is there. God of Kit-Gwang is also there. Okay. Yeah. So he said we are dodging questions. We give his specific answers to him. I think he came late. He did not understand what our discussion was, and he make allegation that I made a death threat. We should not lie to the media. We are grown-up people, and when we are talking here, let's talk sense. We are here. We are nationalists. We are freedom fighters. We are fighting for the people. We cannot threaten people. We are not killers. So that one was just a propaganda from him, and so I'm not gonna dwell on it. The question was, who is going to replace Riek Machar? The population is to replace Riek Machar, because if, like now, he has no supporters, few supporters. Who is he gonna lead? This is the question. Who is gonna lead? And even IGAD or the peace partners or peace granters will not allow him to be there, because that's the seat for the people, by the people, right? So that question will be answered by the peace, the IGAD and the granters. Okay. We are not fighting for positions. We have not been fighting for positions, but which is saying that we need to have an equal country where everybody is treated equally. All the tribes are equal, not other discriminated, like the way Dr. Riek did. That is not acceptable. Let's not dance around when we see something wrong and we are saying that is good. No, he's not implementing the peace. He's implementing the peace because of us, SPLM-IO. But if he's discriminating us, then what is the point? He was there sent by this tribe. He was not sent by nepotism. So that was totally, it is not acceptable. So we are not here for positions. The issue of land, brother Ojulu, we are talking about the land issue that after the December 30 or after the signing of the agreement. Some of this land issue that was during the British, during 100 years ago, they are not part. You have been living with the Nuer, with the Lord Nuer in peace. You have never killed yourself in thousands and and displacement. Never. You have been living there. So the issue of land that you are bringing is just you are trying to raise your own. But let's look, the IBC will, that's why we are talking about the IBC. The IBC will be judging that problem of land. So and we are talking the land that has been of the present, who occupied whose land, right? I'm gonna jump some of them. Of course, he talked that the IO members is gonna be blocked. We are not gonna be blocked by IGAD. The IGAD will listen to the people of South Sudan, the people who are the victims, the people who need peace, the peace lovers, the peacemakers. IO Kit-Gwang is not a movement for war. It's not a warmonger. It is for the implementation fully of the RCS. We need all the articles to implement it, not to be jumped. So jumping the RCS is not acceptable. The security arrangement, peace for everybody, peace for leaders, peace for the poor, peace for the people in the POCs. How do you say that people are in peace when our people are suffering in the POCs, when our refugees are suffering, when our soldiers are suffering, when the widows are just on the street? There's no peace there. There's no development there. Okay. Of course, to my brother, to my comrades, those of IO Kit-Gwang supporters, when you come here, don't just start coming and talk. You listen to what made the Kit-Gwang Declaration. What is the document itself? You know, you cannot be a two-sided. Like you are not decided when you come here, you want to make yourself nice, and then you know also you want to be with the React. No. You have to choose one. Either with your Kir, go with Kir. Either with your React, go with React. Here with us, be with us, and go with the objective of the movement. You don't come and create your own here that dilute the movement objective. To my brother Kwano, Jabril, you know, he said that Machar failed us as Nuer. I'm not a Nuer. There are thousands of South Sudanese who joined the Kit-Gwang Declaration. They are not Nuer. This is totally propaganda. This is, you know, we are talking on basis of being victims of the situation where Dr. Riek failed to represent the interests of the victims that were genocided in December 2013. They have a right to cry because they supported Riek, they fought for Riek, and they protected Riek, and Riek is supposed to protect their interests, not to let them go as suffering like that. So, Jibril, we are not blaming Dr. Riek. The failures of Dr. Riek is very open. Nepotism, discrimination, marginalization, oppressive leadership, dictatorship, you know, governing the movement by himself and dictating the movement leadership without even communication. We should accept that, right? So Dr. Riek failures is not not be put to the Nuer. To my brother Garantel, of course, English too, Taban, I don't know. Yeah, brother, we want to forgive him. You say, why do you bring rebels? I understand. Malta Jibo Charles is a rebel here, you know. But you answer him that, you know, Charles is a rebel. This is a media, is a neutral media. And we've appreciated the Lake State media for that. Keep doing that. Okay? There was no coup. Of course, I want to tell him that there was no coup. Tell you need to go back to school and learn something so that you can benefit and so that you can debate. To my comrade, Dr. Dollarje and General Dollarje, you know, he said that the movement will continue to break. I don't think. Why always we as a South Sudanese always think for something that is wrong? Why you don't have a positive prediction? So the Kit-Gwang Declaration is not gonna break unless there are some people who have bad intention to break. Then we are for the access, we are for the implementation of the peace. What we want is the article in the agreement must be implemented in spirit and letter. Dr. Lorjang came with a good solution. His strategies, the 7 strategies are good. You know, we talk about tribalism all the time. Yes, why tribalism? Because there are people who are discriminating other tribes. That is a problem. As long as we are not in the, I always say that all the tribes of South Sudan will be listed in the constitution, but our identity is South Sudanese. We need to bring the Rwanda method. Okay. You say, Charles, it is that is saying these things, and they categorize Dr. Riek as an adult, which is his clan. No. Don't play those games of clanism, you know. The thing that you see those who are fighting on social media, you'll understand which clan is those and who are those talking for the unity of the Nuer. So please, let's not just jump on those. So my brother Dr. Largi, keep you with you know, looking at the root causes will help us solve the problem, and also like avoid the same problem, like the Rwanda genocide, right? If you look at the Rwanda genocide, nobody's talking about it. People are talking healing. People are talking about moving forward. Okay, that's a good strategy. It helps us to build, a new nation. Okay, admit the wrongs. That is very important. This is what we call restorative justice. If I did something wrong, I will say sorry, Ojulu. But if I don't say I do something wrong, I cannot apologize. Okay, acknowledging the victims, yes, is very important. People who contributed in the liberation, we need to acknowledge, and that's the failure of the SPLM. They even failed to recognize our people who died in the 21 years of his struggle. They failed. If you ask them, there's no any archive for those people. They only bring their leaders, their tribes, media, and forgetting other people who contribute in the movement. Okay, be ready to accept the consequence. Yes, accountability must be there, and also forgiveness and reconciliation is very important. To my brother Matthew, I already talked about it, and brother Ojulu, we are not going to be blocked by international community. The SPLM-SPLA Kit-Gwang is a national movement worldwide. It is championing the interests of the people of South Sudan, and it has the majority support of South Sudanese across the world. So nobody is going to block us. And thank you very much, Comrade Isaac, for your time and taking your time. At least I conclude. You close it, and let's go for it. The show is
no worries. I have to say thank you.
That Viva, Johnson Olonge Viva, Chief of Staff Mabor Viva, all the IO Viva, Kit-Gwang Viva. Okay, down with Dr. Riak, myself, Akir must go. Okay.
Thank you so much, Charles, and my brother Paul Oyulu, brother Dr. Dolorjin, and all our viewers, and those who were in the panel with us, Peter Blue, Matthew, Garang Dengtiel, and all those who came first, and my co-host also, Abraham Madid. This platform, Lagos State Media, belong to all of you South Sudanese. We don't single out certain parties or being allying with others. No. So I appreciate that. This is the place, a platform we will be using to agree and disagree, and we argue to find a solution. And the genesis of the unity government, the current government that in Juba, is where that we will be closing. If you don't mind, just bear with me, and this is the conclusion. And I appreciate Don Lorgen with 7 points that he has laid down and his participation always. Thank you so much for coming.
The downtrodden people of South Sudan are here today to witness our commitment as political leaders and as political parties that you are suffering.
Put our song close it.
And to do that, we must do a number of things. And our message as SUA to the warring parties is that let us stop the war by silencing the guns. Let us fully commit ourselves to the implementation of this agreement. أنا أول حاجة عايز أشكر الرئيس البكير لأنه وجه دعوة لنا كلنا في المعارضة عشان احنا نجي نحتفل معاكم هنا في جوبا. في أول قلنا لي القانون الاتفاقية بيقول احنا بنمشي جوبا بعد 8 شهور، ولكن لو في احتفال زي ده يا اخوانا ده منو ما بيجي. نحن لازم نجي، نحن لازم نجي ليه؟ لأن لو جينا بعد 8 شهور بعد منكم هيقول والله يا أخي الناس ديل ما عايزين سلام. نحن عايزين سلام، قلبنا في سلام زيكم. أصلا لما نحن بنشوفكم بعد منكم هناك برقصوا وزادوا ما فاضوا بالكلام اللي احنا عايزين نقوله هنا، بس عايز يسمع كلمة واحدة. أنا في سلام. جزء التعبان ويمكن جاء من الصباح هو عايز يسمع سهل. الجماعة دول هيجوا طيب احنا جينا أول شيء احنا عايزين نأكد لكم السلام ده في قلبنا، نحن عايزين ننفذ السلام ده. نحن عايزين نأكد لكم أن إننا إرادة سياسية قوية جدا لأن بلدنا دي ترجع للسلام. كان صعب، بس أهم شيء نحن وقعنا اتفاقية سلام. أنت هتكون عندك جيش موحد، جيش ما هيسيطر عليه قبيلة واحدة، جيش كلكم يمثلكم. هيكون عندك شرطة موحد يعكسنا. قبل لما جيتوا هنا مارين أمام الروسة قبائلكم برقصاتكم تغاليكم والله شوفوا وريتوا الناس. نحن عايزين الوحدات بتاعتنا كل وحدة حامل سلاح تعكس نفس التشكيل اللي قبل شفناه. ده في الاتفاقية موجود. بعدين في الاتفاقية دي قالوا لك نحن ندير اقتصادنا بصورة كويسة ما حتكون فيها فساد. ده لأن نحن ما عايزين 3 نفر يوم حاجات في جيبهم. أحسن إذا عندنا حاجة، إذا بدأنا فيه ثروات يمشي في المدارس، يمشي في المستشفيات، يمشي في الشوارع، يمشي في كل ليل عشان كلنا نبقى مرتاحين. نحن عايزين قبل أنا شايف الناس بيكتبوا ولاياتهم. نحن عايزين نقوي النظام بتاع الحكم. مطلب بتاع الجنوب من زمان نظام فدرالي. الاتفاقية ده هيجيب لكم النظام الفدرالي. الباقي ده هيجي يشرحوا لكم
الأخوة، التآخي، المحبة.
Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to Lagos State Media today, and we will catch up again with the rest of the
It's your boy, young giving that thing. Control Lagos State, Control Lagos State, Panchir America. Banyi Dual, Ban Walk on the lake, Kankaro, what on a watching. Oga, level lake, Gear, Pow, Lake, Panda with Yay, Panchir America. Dual Vano, Chingatonga Pandon, could you ever buy a check out? Or Panda Juro, Yabi,
Good night.